3, 2, 1.
In the time I've known you, you've like owned your own website company, been a dirt salesman, done like window well welding, like sexual gigolo for that summer.
No, I wasn't getting paid.
No, thank you. Please stop. What are you doing? The guy backs off, and then like I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, these people are gonna follow me to the bathroom.
And it makes me so frustrated that they think they can get away with it. This is what happens. See, this is why God doesn't come back. Okay, because this is like God stays in heaven because this is here. This is here. You think he's gonna come down and save us when we're doing bullshit like this? No way. I'm the greatest comedian that's ever lived. Welcome to the podcast, Mr. Mike.
Happy to be here.
Dude, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah, so Alpha Brain, I took it, and it just makes me... I feel like it works a little bit. I feel like it does maybe sharpen me up a little bit, but the stomach issues are just unconscionable.
How's Mike's audio? Is it Mike okay?
Do I need to get it over?
Yeah, I just gotta try to get it like just at a consistent spot. See where mine's at. About like that.
There we go.
Yeah, dude. You can touch the table too because it's not connected.
All right, good.
So yeah, we're all good.
Perfect.
No, yeah, definitely stomach issues when it comes with Alpha Brain.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, so yeah, and I eat a lot of mango. Have you discovered the joys?
You look like a mango, dude.
Have you discovered the joys of dried mango?
No.
Listen, it's gonna be life changing for you. Put away the Diet Cokes.
Never.
Listen, get some dried mango. If you want candy, just eat some dried mango. It is the best. I can go through 5 pounds of that in a day. Just pound it. But at the same time, you will shit your pants.
Whatever I'm doing with my body, it's not working. That's all I know. Like whatever path I'm on, it's like the wrong one. Like I'll go and have like these really good stretches where I feel really great, and then I'm just like, oh wait, this is. Then I look at the side profile of my naked body in the mirror. I'm like, I should kill myself.
Do you fall into the trap where you look in the mirror in the same like position every time? You're like, how do I look? And you always like turn to the left. But then if you try like looking the other direction, you're like, oh God, I'm a mess.
Yeah,
like, I only look good in this like one pose and position.
My position, straightforward, stomachs like arms crossed.
Yeah,
because I got good arms.
Yeah,
I got good arms. Yeah. That's all I have. Got good arms and a good ass. That's all I got.
Though, right? You still work out.
I'm working like a dog right now.
You gotta do cardio. That's what you're missing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start swimming. I think that would be good.
Swimming will do it, dude. Swimming is like the best.
Yeah, but also it's like I like being a big strong boy. I don't want to be a twig.
What are you trying to say? I
don't want to look like you, Mike.
Yeah,
that's what I don't want. I don't want to look like a marathon runner, dude.
I was listening to you and Russell when I was driving up to do the Corolla gigs in Grand Junction. Listening to you guys body shame me for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good podcast. Russell's coming on soon, which is good. Also, I want to talk about the Stanley Hotel. You did that. You did the Stanley Hotel with Adam Carolla. Mm-hmm. First of all, I would also like to say, Adam Carolla, you getting on his show would be the best thing for your career. Oh, dude. That is the perfect Mike Hammock segue into your audience base. It's right there.
The audiences for him are great because they know exactly what they're after. They like, you know how everyone votes in the crowd kind of a thing. Like, and Carolla's a killer. You think kind of some of these guys, they do radio shows, they do podcasts, so they kind of used to be more famous and they're doing stand-up. And a lot of times they suck. He has some absolute murder jokes. Like he is insane.
He's just crushing it right now.
Dude, he crushed it. So I was,
Were you hosting or featuring?
Both. I was the host and I did about 30 minutes up front.
Whoa.
No, not 30 minutes.
I
did about 15 or 20. Sorry, it depends on the night.
Wow.
Yeah, so just the two of us. And then he went up for an hour. And then for a couple of the shows, I went back on stage because the premise is Adam Carolla is unprepared. So people write like notes and then I just pick one out and he does 5 minutes on it or something like that. And then I chime in with whatever dumb shit I'm going to say.
That's brilliant. And then is he releasing that stuff like on a Patreon or something like that?
No, he wasn't filming any of it.
That's crazy. That's
just a tour. It's just he's famous. Like Jimmy Kimmel once said that like he's the best comic who's never written a joke kind of a thing. And so that was like the whole thing is that he can kind of riff on anything. And he did very good. It was him and his manager. And I was obviously just trying to be the nicest, coolest guy. Hey, you want to book me? Book me. Do you want to give me your information? Maybe. No. Yeah. Very nice guy. Super cool. Fun to work with. But I didn't get his manager's info or anything like that. I didn't trade deets.
It's tough. It's also funny enough that you open up for Adam Carolla. I just met Lori Kilmartin, who was the former head writer on Conan, and she in her previous job was writing for Adam Carolla, and it was like a really big get for her. She didn't do any writing. Like she was like really frustrated. She's like, Adam Carolla would just write all his own jokes and then do it. Like we would just have to write down things that he said. That was our job on the show.
I was asking about how we got like the hour together for his show. And he goes, I just talk a lot on the podcast and I've got a dude I pay to just listen to all of the podcasts and pull out stuff that I say that's funny. And then he goes, then he sends me the premises and his like ideas for bits around it. And then I just turn that into jokes. That's
the other person that does that is Chappelle.
That's the way to do it.
That is, if you
Chappelle rolls in and just does 3 hours on other people's mics. Like he'll just roll in when like Rogan or something, and it'll just be like, "Can I go up after you?" And then like Dave Chappelle will go up and do 3 hours of material, and that's so how he works.
It's so cool. Also, I were you around when Chappelle did the Comedy Works thing? Yeah. Did you get to see any of those?
No, he was. He rolled into a new talent night years ago, and he just hosted the new talent night for all the comics, and then took a bunch of people out to the strip club. Apparently, the story goes, I didn't go to the strip club, that he took a bunch of comics, and then there was a line out the door to people who heard Chappelle was there, and so they were blown out, and he ran up a $32,000 drink tab that they comped. That's the story. Now, $32,000 at a strip club for drinks is going to be like 17 drinks. I mean, that's not
it's like one Bud Light, dude.
Like beer's like $10 at a club. So that's the story. But no, I didn't go to his shows, or you couldn't get tickets. None of the comics could get in. You had to buy the tickets.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like honestly, like I was listening to, it was like the Joe Rogan podcast with Sam Morril, and they talked about how cool Comedy Works is, and I like got goosebumps on my arms.
Yeah, dude,
it's so cool.
Ari says it's his favorite club.
Yeah,
it's the best club in the world. If anyone has a chance to go to Comedy Works downtown, it is the best club in the world by far.
It's so good, man. Like I'm pumped. I got picked for the first time for Funny Final Four, which is good. That's right, man. I want to know who got picked above me so bad. I just want to know.
So I was a captain years ago, and they just put you in a room and they just give you a gigantic list of comics, all the comics on A, B, C, everything, and then beyond. And then you just go round robin. You just pick your two pros, and then you just go through. So it's a lot of like people. You pick your friends. You pick the people you think are funny. I didn't understand. I had never like seen it before. I'd only been a comic in Denver for I think like a couple of years. Yeah. So I just I wasn't really aware of it. And they asked me to do it, and I was like, sure. And then I thought like, because there was a theme, you had to do something special. So I was like, did Mad Libs and had each comic fill in the next section of like this gigantic Mad Lib board after their set. And it was so stupid. Like everyone else is like, we're doing prom night. We all just dressed up in like prom dresses and stuff like that. Yeah. And I had tried to do this dumb game, which nobody liked. And the Mad Lib ended up being really stupid and not funny. And,
just horrendous.
It was just dumb. It was so dumb. I don't think we got a very good score. And I also always, anytime I'm involved in Comedy Works, the weather always fucks me. So we had like a snowstorm that night too. So yeah.
It's tough running shows in the wintertime in Colorado.
Dude,
it's tough.
Even like I was driving up to Denver yesterday and it just turned into ice like instantly.
Dude, I was door dashing last night, dude. It was nuts.
Were you driving for DoorDash or were you ordering DoorDash?
Driving, dude.
You sound like somebody who orders DoorDash and calls it door dashing.
I'm door dashing a little bit
Sorry,
of pizza.
Boys, I can't come out. I'm door dashing tonight.
I'm door dashing. That's me freaking watching Trailer Park Boys and slamming pizza, dude. Yeah. Dude, have you seen Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah.
It's incredible, dude. Yeah. It's amazing.
So wait, how long were you door dashing?
I door dashed for like 6 hours.
How much do you make door
dashing?
I made
$170.
That's pretty good for 6 hours.
That's pretty good. I was pretty pumped
average?
on it.
Is that pretty? Is that a good night?
That was a good night because also it just pays so much better when the weather's really bad.
Oh yeah, people will tip you a little bit more too. Yeah, they'll feel bad for you.
This very attractive lady tipped me money with cash.
Yeah,
it was very good. Yeah.
Do you ever, DoorDashers are the new pizza boys. Do you ever get offers? Do you ever be like, hey, would you like to come inside?
Look at me. You serious? You think someone's going to see this, come up at their door and be like, Yeah, that'll do.
Me and Russell got got hit on by some swingers when we were out in Brush.
Bullshit. I don't believe
No,
you.
dude. So Brush.
Is it you and Russell? Russell.
No, dude. It was both of us. So we're Russell wears his stupid Bill Cosby
sweater.
He calls it his Biggie Small sweater. Out in Brush, Colorado, and can't understand why people afterwards come up and just keep telling him like, that's the gayest sweater I've ever seen. And he's like, it's a Biggie Small sweater. So everyone's making jokes about it. I took a shot on stage and this guy came up. All right, so start. Russell tells a bit about how he would pick a guy who can get the knots out of his back over his wife because his back hurts so bad. And then some guy's like, I'll do it. And he shouts out and everyone has a little laugh. Then I take a shot on stage and afterwards, this guy comes up with his wife, and they're both like early 30s. And he's like, I'm the guy who was like, I'll do it. And she's like, I'm the one who bought you a shot. So they start chatting us up. And the guy keeps just making gay jokes at Russell. And he keeps like touching the sweater, like, oh, this is so gay. And like pinches his nipple. And everyone's like, ha ha ha, this is funny. We're all, I'm like 6 beers deep. Russell's had a Gatorade.
Russell's had 13 Dr. Peppers. Yeah. Dude, crushes enough Dr. Peppers to sleep with a guy.
Yeah, so we're hanging out with like Moose, and the mayor of the town is there. Like it's not a big town.
The mayor of Brush came out to your comedy show.
And so like the whole time, the dude just does not let up with like the gay jokes. And then I noticed like the girl keeps touching my arm, and I'm like, what is this? And then at one point she's like, where are you guys staying? We're like, oh, we're at the motel down the street. She goes, oh, that's not a safe place. You shouldn't stay there. It's really dangerous. And I'm like, oh, well, I mean, that's a place. She goes, well, you can stay at our house if you want. And I was like, oh, thanks. Okay, maybe like thank you, I guess. And then the rest of the night, she keeps like touching my arm. And then the dude keeps like just like pretend rubbing Russell's shoulders. And it gets to the point at one point, the dude gets a little hammered and he reaches around. Russell's sitting like here and the guy reaches out and puts his finger in Russell's mouth and like fish hooks him. And that's the line for Russell. Russell just goes, no, thank you. Please stop. What are you doing?
That's such a good Russell impression.
And the guy backs off, and then like I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, these people are gonna follow me to the bathroom. Nobody follows me, but as I come back, like I'm walking by, he like heel clicks me. Like as I walk by, he like kind of like just gives me a little kick in the thigh with his leg. I'm like, all right, we got to get out of here. We got to get out.
We got to get to our Motel 6 where it's just you and me, Big Russ.
Well, the weird part, they were like telling us, is like, yeah, I'm one of 14 kids. She's like, I'm one of 12 kids. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, how many kids do you guys have? And she's like, we have 7 kids. And I'm like, you have 7 kids. And you're trying to pick people up. Like, where? I'm like,
they want help raising the kids, man.
Yeah, this is just one of us is going to babysit. The other one's going to go take the wife. And
and the husband, dude. I think
the husband was definitely like down for it. Like he really wanted Russell, like very badly.
Oh, that would be nice, honestly. That'd be a good confidence boost. Like Russell's already married. If that happened to me, I'd be like, oh, that feels good.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's nice to know I still got it. That's pretty good. Dude. Yeah.
There's a certain effect that Mike Hammock has on
when swingers. You bring Mike Hammock to a small prairie town.
You're a prairie town 10, brother.
People are getting pregnant.
Yeah, dude. It's like this person's gonna impregnate me and then never come to this town again.
That's how you do it. That's town by town. So yeah, that was definitely the highlight of the entire night.
It was so fun. It wasn't even
Russell
the show.
Russell got a guy's finger in his mouth.
There's something so funny about like being
because it's Russell too. It's just he's such a sweet little boy.
He's like, please stop.
Yeah,
like, I'm Russell. Like I relate so much to him.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
you would do very well out in Brush. You need to talk to Moose and get booked out there.
Well, after the pod, send me his info. I'd love that. Yeah, dude. Because now Big J has got headline gig. Gig for
your
me.
First headlining
gig. Russell's
gig.
Opening for me, dude.
That I know that must bother him.
He did.
So
he texted me. He's like,
inside.
I'm so excited to work with you. This makes me mad. That's what he texted me. I'm like, that's fair.
Oh, Russell just, he cannot break out. He's always trying. He's like, he cannot break out. He's the perfect host. He is likable. He is funny. He is professional. Mm-hmm. Like he's too good at being a host. It keeps him from being a feature because everyone's like, well, we need a host. Russell's the perfect host.
You have to headline yourself. Like he should headline himself on Pike Spunks. That's easy.
Yeah. He did his first 30 for me, featuring for me.
Threes?
Yeah. No, at out in Brush. That was his first 30.
Wow, it's good.
Yeah, he did great. He did a great job.
Dude, that's something so funny about like being like, Let's go, Russ.
Yeah, he's a great comic.
That's so good. Yeah, man. It's also just, it's like there's all these, it's a different animal, like with doing it there. I enjoy featuring a lot more than hosting for sure.
Oh,
like
for
now that
sure.
I finally
totally different muscle.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's definitely because it's like a guy also kind of like where that was. It's like, hey, this guy works pretty darn clean. He's not going to walk people. He's going to be likable, high energy, and like do a good job. Like, it's kind of, it's a great thing it's a good skill to have, you know.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, there is. What was one of the things like I think it was the mayor said to us, she's like, it's so nice you guys were like pretty clean. Like I'm not clean, but I don't do a lot of like just all these like fucking jokes and stuff like that. And she's like, a lot of the guys come out here pretty blue. It was nice to have you guys out here. So it's definitely, if you can work cleaner, it's better. I don't like working clean. Yeah. I think that's kind of hacky in its own way. Just to a degree, like really, you're not going to say vagina. You're going to say like pillow pants or like just what it's a very strange thing where it's like, come on, nobody lives like this. Nobody.
Yeah. Like I worked on a bit it was like I think there, like, cause I don't swear a whole lot on stage, but I'm like, I think that there is times in your life where you should swear. Like, can you imagine like you're a Mormon guy and your wife cheats on you and you just come in like, what the heck is going on?
Gee willikers.
No, sneakers. Let's talk about window cleaning. This is for those of you in the Colorado Springs area only, by the way. If you're like most of us, the last thing you want to do is spend your spare time on a honeydew that more often than not looks like you cleaned it with a pork chop. Why not just hire a professional from the get-go to get those windows streak-free as your bride had in mind? Check out Bailout Window Cleaning on Facebook for your window cleaning and screen repair needs. What are you doing, Jacob? Get away from my hecking wife. It's like,
you know, it's really, if you try, for me, I remember once I was like, I had to do a clean set that I wasn't like prepared for. It was like a Father's Day show or something. I wasn't aware how clean we had to be. So I just took all my jokes. I'm like, I'm not going to swear. I'll cut out the really dirty stuff. Yeah. Not swearing, you like notice how often you swear on stage when you really try not to do it. And now I'm trying to like consciously like cut it down. Because if you do drop a fuck, like it really punches up the joke, but not if you're doing it 17 times in the entire joke. It can't be every other word.
Yeah, like for me, it's like I use the word slut. And that's as dirty as I get. That's
got a real pop to it.
It does. It's a great word.
Slut is almost a swear word now.
I used, instead of sexy ladies, I said sluts. And it's like exponentially better joke. Like it was like, because I'd done that joke so many times and then like I changed just one word and it was just like a massive improvement.
I did the same thing with the word slut. I have that bit about how I asked the audience, is anyone here on Tinder? Yeah. And everyone universally, every show everyone will stay silent. Doesn't matter. Maybe one dude will be like, woo, but everyone stays silent. And the joke is always like, oh, really? Just me. But I punched it up and I say, well, anyway, so these sluts my wife are friends with, you know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And that gets a pop every single time.
Yeah, dude. Also, that is very funny when you can ask a question and if you know the crowd isn't going to respond, it's really funny. Like I have my joke about like, hey, is there any single ladies in the crowd tonight? Dead silence. And then I say, there never is.
There never is.
And it was like, I like watched back my tape from like the New Faces finals. That was my biggest pop. Yeah. It was very interesting because it's like that wasn't where I was expecting. It seems
impromptu, but you know it's coming because I know
people
comedy. Don't respond. Yeah.
I know people are scared to yell out.
I have seen you do that joke and people do cheer, and it's even funnier because it's like, there never is. Like, it's like, why is this guy? Why am I single? And people are like, I'm single. It's like, why aren't there any single ladies here?
It was very funny. I did thick skin, and I like did all my material about getting single. And there was this heavier set gal in a boot, and a friend was like, my friend wants to talk to you. And I went, thank you guys for coming. And I walked away. It's like I'm desperate, and then I'm just like turning down stuff. It's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, you had a good run of girlfriends in comedy when you got started.
No, not girlfriend. I didn't have no girlfriends.
Well, I'm trying to phrase it nicely. I'm trying to say it nicely.
Of girls that used me for my heart.
You were a little spreader event. You were just a little. You were just out there pounding around town. I never got laid from comedy ever in my entire life. I met my wife through comedy.
That's good.
So that's kind of
that's
like
what I'm
the ultimate lay.
Yeah.
But I never had a girl come up to me afterwards. It's like, oh, do you want to like, or maybe I did. And I was
You just got to get funnier, man. That's what you got to do.
That's what it was.
You're just not good.
It just never happened. And I think maybe like once like a girl like chatted me up afterwards, but I'm also a terrible closer. I'm a bad hang. Do you ever feel that about yourself? Like, I'm funny. I'm a great comic, but I'm not a good hang. I'm not a good green room guy. I mostly just like sit and look at my phone, or like I want to talk about like the price of gold these days.
Yeah, dude.
I want to get some of those Costco.
Why would Adam Carolla not want you on the road?
I know that, dude. Nothing makes you more self-conscious about what a bad green room hang you are than when there's like the guy is famous and you're trying to like chat him up.
Oh, dude, I remember when I was opening up for Greg Warren, he was just watching baseball on his phone, and I was like, this is my first big weekend. And I think the funniest thing that happened there was a couple really funny things that happened. One of the ones that was very, very funny was I was like, hey, can we get a picture? And he was like, sure. And then I take a picture, and he just this is what he does in the picture. He goes, that's how I have it on my phone. It's like my first big weekend, and I'm just making him so uncomfortable.
Dude, I met Todd Barry. Yeah. He was just randomly at a mic in Denver at the Goose. That's crazy. And yeah, he didn't even go up. I asked him if he was going. So I'm coming out of the bathroom, and I see him standing there. I'm like, oh my God, you're Todd Barry. And he's like, yep. And I'm like, are you doing a show here or something like that? He's like, I'm just checking it out. I'm like, so dude, I'm a huge fan. I go to shake his hand, and he just goes, yeah. And he like fist bumps. I'm like, okay, well,
I'm gonna go shoot myself.
Yeah.
Dude, oh man. Also, what was funny during the Greg Warren weekend is it was my first ever time like weekend hosting on stage, and Eric, who's the owner of the club, he like comes out and he's like, hey Jason, are you ready to go? And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, okay. And I walked directly out onto the stage. The lights are still off.
Yeah, I was there. That was my
that was our weekend together.
That was our weekend.
Like, and walk out, start doing my set over music. And it was like a packed house too, and it was just going horrible. And then
you were doing your bits on a dark stage. Like there was like one red light. It was one red light, and the music is like rap playing over you.
No, it was jazz.
And then you don't understand is while you were out on stage, Eric came back going, "What is he doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I think he thought he was supposed to start." And I'm like, he's like, "All right." He's like, I'm like, you need to Eric needs to run around the club, get to the sound booth, turn it all off. And he's like, no. He goes, I'm going to go stop the music. And then I want you to tell him that he needs to come back out and we're going to start over. And I'm like, you want him to, I'm like, he only has like 5 minutes. You want him to go tell the same 5 minutes over again? And he's like, I guess not. And so he just sprinted out and turned it off. It was by far the worst hosting job I've ever seen done by anyone.
Yeah.
That was your first hosting though,
very
right?
green, dude. They didn't prep me at all. I went out there. He wasn't like, hey, there's these cues. He was like, hey, get out there, sport. And I'm like, so nervous. Yeah. I'm so fucking nervous. It was so bad. Like I was shaking in the green room. I like threw up.
Did you throw up?
Yeah.
Where?
In the Greenies bathroom, dude. Threw up before I went out.
Oh, I've never been that. I mean, I've been so nervous that I've almost shit my pants. Because do you ever get stomach issues like before you go on stage?
No.
That's how I get
nervous.
I
got iron gold, bro. I'm lactose tolerant.
When I get really like right before a big show, I'll have to poop before, just uncontrollably have to take a shit before I go on stage. And sometimes like that doesn't hit me soon enough. And then like there's no time. So I go up on stage just desperately having to poop. And then I got to do like 40 minutes. So they have come very close to pooping my pants on stage.
That's a good thing for me to remember before I go do my long sets.
I see. That's why I don't like to eat. I don't eat now before comedy. If I've got a set, I'll eat dinner like afterwards.
Yeah. Like you do like fruit in the morning and stuff like that.
Well, I'll eat like lunch, but I'm not going to eat dinner before the show.
Yeah.
Because I did.
You go eat like a freaking big pasta.
I did the carnivore diet in January.
How's that?
I mean, I married very well. My wife cooks, and I haven't made myself dinner in 7 years. It's phenomenal. I cannot recommend that enough.
Goodness gracious, that sounds incredible. What am I doing talking to all these freaking liberal women that don't want to freaking cook anymore, dude? What am I doing? So I had a conversation with a girl. She's like, by the way, just so you know, I'm never going to cook for you. Is what she said.
Wow, that sounds like a real aggressive way to open up a conversation.
Yeah, like I was like,
well, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be her, but one of you has to cook. You guys can't live your lives where you're door dashing every night. Yeah. And if neither person likes to cook, you're just fucked as a relationship. I don't believe you can actually have.
I like doing things with people.
Well, I mean, you can, but it's like you're both going to be very unhealthy because you're going to be eating garbage all the time. Somebody has to be able to cook. So my wife cooks. So anyway, so the diet didn't do a ton. I felt better. I felt like I lost a couple of pounds. Felt pretty good. But then that was 2 weeks ago. I kind of started like weaning myself off it. I'm still kind of doing it a little bit. And then at Looney's on Thursday, I ran out of food. My wife's been gone this whole week. And so I got the pepperoni nachos. And I made the mistake of eating before I went on stage. And not only did I have to like shit my pants on stage, I was so tired. I could barely even keep my head up, like doing my set. I was exhausted just from eating that much that quickly right before it's stage.
Oh, dude, Looney's has some insane food options. You can get a pizza pretzel, dude. They just melt cheese and pepperoni on top of a pretzel.
Yeah, club food is always
so bad.
One thing they don't have that is an absolute travesty in comedy is they don't have chicken fingers. What are we doing here? That is the staple of every comedy club. It's the only thing you can universally order that you know is going to be good at a comedy club is always order the chicken fingers.
It's not compared to like Chick-fil-A. It's not
bad. It
is an edible chicken finger that you can get consistently on the road.
Yeah, but you know it's going to be like it's going to be good. It's not going to be like you order the BLT at a club. You have no fucking idea how old the bacon is. You don't know what the process is. The chicken fingers are always reliable.
Yeah. Comedy Works quesadilla.
I like how you are such a fucking advocate for Chick-fil-A that you're like, let's not disparage. We can't just throw out good chicken. Like it doesn't mean anything.
You can't. What's good? Not even close, dude.
Yeah.
Not even like
words have meaning, Michael. You can't just say this shit.
I can't call you Michael. I've called you Mike for friggin' 3 years.
When I started my job 5 years ago, I was like, this is it. You're a big boy now. You can go by Michael. This is your opportunity to turn it all around. And I don't respond to Michael at all. People will shout it behind me and I'll be like, I won't hear it. I only respond to Mike. So I'm stuck as a Mike.
That's hilarious.
I'm just pounding through these Gatorades.
Let's go, dude.
Speaking about shit in your pants.
Dude, let's go. I got
these have zero sugar, but they definitely got the sorbitol or whatever's in there.
Cancer.
Sure. These are definitely gonna be like the sucrose, whatever. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna poop myself.
Yeah, dude.
For sure. This is gonna be between the Alpha Brain and the hangover I've got.
Alpha Brain. So you had a poker game. You do well? You do well in your poker game?
Oh my God, I do so good at poker for the first hour, but then my buddies from college are all alcoholics, and so they can just drink and drink and drink.
And you're trying to hang.
And I have 3 beers a week. Like when I go do a set, I'll have a couple of beers.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And so we're doing shots last night, and then I fall apart. I get too confident. I turn into Doc Holliday from Tombstone.
Dude, I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah, and I just start gambling with reckless abandon. And then they're like, "You want to buy back in?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to buy back in." So I lost $120.
That's honestly not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but so I did great. I was up 200 up front, and then I just lost it all. Just a couple of big bets.
That's tough. You just gotta quit. That's the hard thing about gambling. I have this strategy. I think I've talked to you about this about roulette, right? Is that you just bet on red every time. Like you start with $100, right? You bet and you lose. You triple down, then you bet 300, right? And then you lose, and then you triple down, and then because when you win, it ends up covering all of your losses. So then all you would have to do is hit one time with $4,000. If you have $4,000 to spend, then you're good.
Well, why don't you just go the first time and bet $4,000?
No, because then you can lose.
Because your odds are decreasing each time you gamble. You have less chance every time you gamble of getting that money back entirely.
That's not true. No, because if you triple down, then it covers the lost money.
No, but it's under the principle that if you're on a game show and there's 3 doors on the game show.
That has nothing to do with this.
And there's a prize, there's gold behind one, and there's a goat behind the other.
Yeah.
So your goal is to pick the gold. Pick one of the doors. 1, 2, or 3.
You pick 2.
You pick 2. Okay. And so the guy says, all right, I am now going to open door number 1 and show you there's nothing behind door number 1. So the gold or the goat is either behind 2 or 3. What do you do? Do you keep 2 or do you switch to 3?
You switch. I know that. But it's not the same principle.
It is the same principle because you have a 48% chance of getting red because there are 2 greens. And now they've actually upped it to 3 or 4 greens. You've got a 48% chance. So every time you gamble, you're increasing, you have a 51 or 52% chance of losing. You're multiplying that 52 multiple times. So you've got your best odds technically on the first one. And every time you repeat that process, you're actually, like the doors, increasing your chances of losing in a weird roundabout way.
I need to talk to a scientist about this.
You are talking to a scientist about this.
Oh, yeah, you're a computer scientist.
Yeah, no.
You are a computer scientist.
My buddy Ben, who was gambling last night,
Yeah.
turns into a monster in Vegas.
Yeah.
And
just go full Rain Man?
a couple of years ago, they got a call. My buddy's got a call from security at the hotel saying they found him in the stairwell. He was blacked out. And they took him back to the room and they're like taking his clothes off to put him to bed. And they find $6,000 worth of chips in his pocket. They're like, oh my God, did Ben take out $6,000? And so they use his thumb to unlock his phone and they look at his bank account. He only took out like $400. He has no memory of how he won this money. He doesn't know how he did it. And so he bought a car with that. And then last time we likes roulette.
Yeah.
He plays the thirds, you got like any number in this row, any number in this row, any number in this row. He'll take like $200.
Yeah.
Do that, win, cash out his chips, go back to the money line, get his cash, go back to that same table with the cash that he has, do that again, cash out his chips, go back, get his money, take that money back to the same table. He just repeats that process and he wins every single time. I've seen him win $6,000 just doing that 5 times in a row. It's
Guys,
insane.
Gamble. Take out your college money. Gamble. You can do it.
Gamble with Ben. Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's crazy. Yeah, what was very funny is I went to I had my second comedy festival ever was Laugh After Dark in Vegas.
I know. I didn't get that. I was very happy for you. It's
crazy because I think you're so much better than me. The reason I got it was because it was people 3 years and under. I was
next time I'm just gonna lie. Next time I'm just be like, yeah, I'm 3 years and under. Why not?
It's like you headline Comedy Works 3 years in. It's like
very, very funny. I think it's Dave Rodriguez has a post or a bit or a Twitter thing. He's like, I've been doing comedy however long it takes for you to respect how funny I am without being intimidated or asking why am I still doing comedy. That's the exact amount of time I've been doing it. Yeah.
No, but like I went and me and a friend went out to Vegas and like we gambled a little bit and I'm like, this sucks. But there was an arcade at Excalibur.
Oh, and you just played the arcade?
Played the arcade for like 4 hours. It was so much more fun. So much more fun than gambling.
Well, yeah. I've never got people who like really like gambling. I like the Super Bowl. You got a little money on the squares. That makes the game a bit more fun. But it's not like, ooh, the gambling is fun.
Who'd you gamble on the Super Bowl?
Comedy Works did a squares board or whatever.
What's a squares board?
So you take get a bunch of squares. You get a row and a column, and they have just numbers. Mm-hmm. And then you randomly pick. You get a square for $5, and then they if the scores match up. Like I had a 6 and a 9. So if the game ends and their score ends with a 6 and their score ends with a 9, I win the money. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So there were so many times I was right there. Like I had 2, 3, 6, and 9 across and across. Yeah. And every time the game was about to end, I was like, here we go. I'm going to fucking win like $600.
Then fucking Patrick Mahomes, dude, that piece of shit.
Taylor Swift.
The freaking psychological operation, dude. It happened.
Do you think she's a psyop?
Yes. No.
Do you think just she as a person? Or do you think, I want to hear your opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion. I want to hear what your nice things. You're going to say a bunch of nice things about Taylor Swift right now.
No, dude. I hate the Chiefs so much. I hate the Chiefs. I actually really love Taylor Swift. I remember I went on this road trip and I listened to the entire I think it's what is it album 1984? 1984? No,
I don't think it's 1984.
Dude, that would be funny. 1989, I think. That would be funny. Taylor Swift actually did write 1984. Did you know this?
I did.
It is a psychological operation written by Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift's 1984. That's great.
Wildest Dreams rules. It's a great song.
My wife loves Taylor Swift, and
you're gonna bring her to in a concert. You're gonna want to drop $3,000.
I would do that for my wife. She loves Taylor Swift that much.
Really?
My babies fall asleep to Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is if you
need to
get your kids to sleep, play Taylor Swift. It's wild how fast that babies fall asleep to that,
dude.
So I think Taylor Swift is the most popular, talented musician out there right now,
all time,
and I think that somebody who is that talented and popular and has been famous for that long clearly understands how to stay famous for a long time. And I think the NFL, the agents get together, everyone's having a meeting, you're at a party, and you think, wouldn't it be great if we could boost the NFL's numbers by somehow bringing in, we need to get women involved. How can we get women involved? And I think they approached Taylor Swift and they offered her either a bunch of money or probably more likely some big opportunities.
So you don't think that they're in love?
No. I think they are coworkers. I believe
that's a hot take.
I think they're coworkers. That's what I think. They have both been. He was the face of like the vaccine like thing for the NFL. He was like the guy on the poster who got like the shot and is like, we can do it. He was this rising
He's like,
star.
look how big and strong I am.
He had a little bit of media experience and coverage as a result of this. And so he was like the guy they picked. He definitely came out of like a marketing meeting. They were like, who are we going to use for this?
Because also he's a very likable guy.
Yeah, he's likable. He's handsome. He's really good. His star is on the rise. Yeah. She didn't happen to like end up with like some linebacker or something like that.
What I wanted to have happen is I wanted Brock Purdy to go freaking get Taylor Swift after he won the Super Bowl. That's what I want. I love Brock Purdy so much. He's Mr. Irrelevant. He's like my favorite player.
I don't know anything about sports.
Oh, okay. I'll get off of this. I didn't know you were gay.
So Taylor Swift. Yes, I think they have a little contract. She gets a lot of exposure via this. She probably gets offered.
I don't think she needs it. That's the argument. Is that what was in it? I don't think that.
She does need it. She is at the tail end of her career. She's in her mid-30s. She's doing her victory lap with like the songs that she re-recorded or whatever that she got back. But she is classically, and when it comes to female artists and musicians, she's on the tail end.
I would like to say that something that is funny is I was seeing Candace Owens on Twitter, and she was like, what Taylor Swift did is evil for taking her music back. I'm like, you just like want to stay relevant.
Dude, Candace Owens is the loudest fucking mouth on the planet. She doesn't even know what the fuck. Did you see her talking about the Israelis and Palestinians?
Crazy.
I know. She's so dumb. She came out and she's interviewing this journalist and she goes, well, Israel just seems like an apartheid state. I mean, they have the Arab quarter. Like Arabs should be allowed to live wherever they want. And the guy, like his face just goes blank and he's like, the Arab quarter gets the name because that's where a lot of Arabs live. It's not the only place they're allowed to live. It's just it's like Chinatown.
Yeah.
And her face is just blank.
I wish
such a fucking idiot.
I wish her and Kanye could have worked it out. That would have been the best.
I can't even imagine that TikTok stream would be fucking.
Imagine you just go hear Candace Owens getting sampled on a Yeezy track. Leah Thomas is a piece of shit. And then it's just like Kanye going like, wow, wow.
What do you think about Kanye these days? He's number one, dude, with this like super anti-Jewish stuff.
This is what I will say. I don't think you can put. Oh gosh. Okay, how do I say this? So he made a gospel album.
Yeah.
His next album, he has his wife naked with a towel covering her backside.
Yeah.
that was his next album.
Who is he married to now? He's still married to Kim Kardashian.
Who's Kanye married to, Mr. Caleb?
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah, that's Caleb. Caleb's my Jamie. He's doing an incredible job.
Caleb, pull that up.
Bianca Censori.
Bianca Censori.
Who is Bianca Censori?
I think she's a model.
Of course she is.
I think that's what I need.
You need a model?
I think that's what I should do.
She's an Australian architect and a model.
Whoa! Good for Kanye.
Honestly, that's kind of like that warms my heart a little bit. Like he got a architect.
You know what? You can say whatever you want when you have $1 billion.
Yeah, that is true.
That's what you learned.
Do you want to turn that TV on real quick?
Oh yeah. I thought the TV was already on. I'm sorry.
What is this?
This is the monitor. It should be turning on. I hit the button.
Yeah, it takes a second.
Yeah, dude. No, but yeah, like the whole Kanye thing is like I really. There is nothing that jazzes me up more than some freaking Kanye West in the gym, dude.
Oh, I thought you were going to say anti-Semitism.
Nothing gets me fired up. I'm just listening to him
talks about the history of the Middle East. I just get it.
You know, it's just him, his Alex Jones interview while I'm doing bicep curls.
Dude,
so, like, that's insane.
It's so wild because like, did you listen to his Rogan?
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
He is straight up mentally ill. Like he really is like this is not a mentally healthy
blur
person.
That probably.
That's his wife?
Yeah, and then he's wearing like a Jason mask.
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot recently.
Yeah. That's what I want one of the covers for my comedy album to be. Just me and just some model.
I can make that for you. I can AI that up.
AI that up, dude.
Yeah, I'll get you something like that.
Yeah. It's like it was very funny. Is like Northwest Post. Oh my gosh, wait, can you click on that one? Oh, that's his daughter's daughter. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's her daughter. Oh yeah, her daughter had to see that music. Oh, that's sad.
If your dad is the most famous musician in the world or one of them, do you think like do you think you're gonna keep a 10-year-old from seeing that?
Oh, that's hard. Also, imagine like you're trying to go play with blocks and then Pete Davidson just shows up in your fucking house.
I don't think you understand ages. I don't think you know what 10-year-olds do.
I don't know.
They're not playing with blocks. That's like a 2-year-old.
I played with blocks when I was 10. What are you talking about? That's what normal kids do.
Oh no, this is how you find out you're retarded. I have to be the one to tell you.
It's a castle. My mom comes in. She's like, Jason, you have action figures over there. Shut the fuck up, Mom. I'm just playing with blocks, dude.
More milk.
Just punching my sister, asking for more milk, dude.
I've broken the
Playing
wound
with
open.
blocks.
Yeah, 10-year-olds aren't playing with blocks. 10-year-olds are on TikTok.
Oh, that's evil.
Oh yeah, I think it's. Wouldn't it be great if Kanye was like, you find out there's like, oh, he's a really good dad. Like he doesn't let his kids have a cell phone. Like he does like the good dad stuff.
That would be really funny.
Yeah.
I think that he could be. There is a potential. There is.
Do you think he's even in the same fucking house as his kid?
No.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance. Like Elon Musk has like 12 kids.
Good for him.
How do you parent 12 kids plus have, all of these different businesses going on?
That's the thing that also kind of ties into stand up with kids and stuff, dude.
Like, it's so brutal.
I know so many people that just abandon their child to go do a road gig.
My
dude.
kid hates comedy. My 2-year-old, he's 3 now, 3-year-old. He asked me, he's like, do you have comedy tonight? I'm like, yeah, I got comedy tonight. Just goes, because I do the bedtime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So anytime I don't have comedy, he's like thrilled. So he's gonna grow up. He's gonna grow up hating stand up. He is going to hate it.
It's hard because it's just they want connection.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids. It's like, and one of them's still a baby, but it's an effort to be like, make sure I hold the baby enough today, and I got to give Cal some like real dad time, and I got to like do this, do that.
Yeah.
It's tough to have 12 kids with like 6 different women. How are you parenting that?
I can't even talk to one, dude.
Yeah, do they all stay in the same?
They're
They're not all staying in the same house. Elon Musk. I don't know how in the world he has
11 children.
11 kids. Yeah, those aren't going to
Dude,
be.
dude, have
They'll
you?
be successful, but
You
they're
should
not gonna be
read.
happy.
Yeah. Oh man, that's hard. Like there's definitely, I think you have to find contentment within whatever you're doing. It's really tough because like also the thing with freaking Elon is like, imagine the pressure of having that be your dad. Like that'd be intense.
It's like what? It's like Tom Hanks has 2 kids. You should Google Tom Hanks's.
Chet Hanks.
Chet, is that the bad one?
Chet
Hanks?
No, Chet Hanks is the one that rules. What are you talking about? Chet Hanks is the man.
One of them is like Tom Hanks. It's the Tom Hanks kid He's in he's in Fargo and he's in the ones. Is this the one who's a DJ?
Yeah, that's the one that's the DJ.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, Chet Hanks looks like a absolute nightmare.
He looks like a country singer, to be honest with you.
It looks like they're actually kind of cleaning up his image a little bit. Back in the day when you used to Google him, it was like him at a rave with like a fucking cigarette in his mouth and like just screaming at somebody.
I love
Looks like
that.
they're doing a little bit of work on him.
That's good. Well, it says, Tom Hanks is a part of the deep state, so you got to make sure they keep that good.
Yeah, he had. What was the thing with him?
I don't
Wasn't
know.
there like
It's
a
just a
conspiracy about
conspiracy
Tom
theory.
Hanks?
Yeah, it was like the fact that he didn't like Ricky Gervais joking about Epstein's Island.
Oh, I remember that clip.
And then there's just like this clip of Tom Hanks going like,
yeah.
Dude, I like I wonder, it's like how much of that was
Tom Hanks is a Greek citizen, but the pedophilia claim is false.
I did click on that one. USA Today. How do you know?
Tom Hanks is a member of his school board, but the child eating rumors are not true.
It's like for realsies.
What
I
is
promise.
this conspiracy? I knew there was something about him. There was some wild conspiracy.
Oh
Well,
no, you're good, man.
While everyone was distracted by the coronavirus, Tom Hanks became a citizen of Greece, a place that recognizes pedophilia as a disability. Do they really? They see it as a disability?
What? Dude, Google's gonna shut down your laptop. We're on to him, dude.
I'm not on your Wi-Fi, am I?
No, dude. Dude, I just got freaking T-Mobile Wi-Fi.
Whoa. Oh, Snopes, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
It was a proposal, but never came to fruition, but it's still percolating out there. Percolate's the right word.
What does percolate mean?
Percolate is what happens when coffee is simmering. It's percolating.
It's like brewing.
Yeah, it's brewing. But percolating sounds so much more...
Brewing pedophilia.
Percolating sounds so much more creepy and pedophile-y.
Yeah, I can understand why someone would jump to that. Like, that makes it like, oh, what reason would Tom Hanks have to declare Greek citizenship? Like, that makes sense.
Yeah, what a weird thing to pick. I mean, you can...
Yeah, I pick
Is there a limit to how many places you can be a citizen? Can you have, like, triples? You could have triple, I know, because my brother married a British girl. Mm-hmm. And they both his kids get dual citizenship. Mm. And if one of them marries, like, an Australian, they would get citizenship there, too.
That's pretty cool
because you have your spouse gets it, so you could technically have triple.
There's no
limit. Huh. So what if he's just like collecting those like playing cards? Like, why wouldn't you?
No, yeah, that's true. You have that much
You're
money.
that famous. Why go through the bother of having to get like visas and stuff to these places you vacation when you can just get it everywhere?
Can't you just use a passport?
Some places you have to go and you have to like apply for a visa. Like that's the big thing about Brexit is the people now have to get visas so they want to go into the rest of Europe or something like that. Yeah,
that makes sense.
But before you could just travel around. But some countries don't, especially if you're in the U.S. A lot of places don't need it because they want you to come. They don't want to make it tough. But some places you do, especially if you're in Mexico and you want to go to Turkey or something that doesn't have a lot of crossover, you got to get a visa.
No, that's really interesting because like, why would this person go to Turkey?
Yeah, what are you fucking doing in Turkey? And the answer is getting hair plugs. That's always the answer.
I might go get some Turkish hair plugs.
About it?
I might. I think I'm gonna get this is my game plan. Okay, this is Jason's career strategy. Okay, I'm gonna get a jawser size. You know about these things? You chew on this thing, it's gonna improve my jawline. I'm gonna get hair plugs, and then I'm gonna work out every day, cut out bread, sugars, everything.
Do the carnivore diet.
Abs, do the carnivore diet. Try to look like Matt Rife, and then just like make fun of women. That's my plan.
That's it.
That's the trajectory. Because like the only people I've seen like make like get out like because like when Matt Rife came to 3 years, he like didn't sell well at all, and then the next time he came, he sold it out. Yeah. I'm like, you just have to.
Girls from high school hitting me up begging for tickets. Like girls I've not talked to in 20 years. They're like, "Can you give me a ticket to Matt Rife?"
It's like I know you do comment,
dude. He is a fucking force of nature. What did you think of his Netflix special?
It was okay.
It was okay. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, it was cool. It's like honestly, it's like I respect anyone that can move that many tickets. I know how hard that is.
I mean, you hit a certain point, and it's not hard anymore. It's not hard anymore for him. That dude is everywhere.
Same thing with freaking Nate Jackson too. It was like the same thing,
dude.
It's crazy.
They were both on Wild 'N Out, weren't they?
They were Wild 'N Out. Honestly, like they're getting like a lot of crazy big people.
I produced a lot of comics.
Yeah, definitely. Which is like also like I've heard like it's scripted and like there's all these like different weird things. Like,
no, I think what it is like you ever do an improv show?
Yeah.
You ever do an improv show like multiple nights? Eventually you get the same premises. There's always going to be, and so if somebody came up with a good trumpet one night, they're not going to go and try to do a new trumpet. They're going to go with the same thing. And it's going to kind of like, it's going to naturally recur again and again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think some of those things, they're scripted in that like when they're practicing, it came up and they know exactly what it's going to be because everyone knows Matt's got a great Trump thing or something like that.
Yeah, it's like improv super interesting. But dude, speaking of the improv and good foods, apparently you get a request beverages at the improv. I didn't know this.
What?
You just I got like because I'm hosting at the improv. You get a request like what stuff you want in the green room.
Yeah,
I'm requesting chocolate milk, dude. I'm so pumped. I'm like the most excited about that as I've been for anything so far in comedy.
And you were 10 with blocks?
Yeah. Wait,
you should ask for blocks.
Can you put some blocks in the green room? It helps calm me down.
That's gonna get you on a pedophile list. Is you're ordering chocolate milk and blocks to the green room.
It's like, hey, can we put a couple of fire trucks in there? It's like they give you a right, like you get like your thing that you're gonna ask for whenever you're in a green room. It's like, okay, I need some blocks, a couple fire trucks, bunch of chocolate milk.
I've never gotten a writer request for any place I've done. It's always, it's always nice when got
They
stuff
don't do
in
that
there.
at Hammock. That stinks.
No, I mean if you're Chappelle or something like that, sure.
They probably bring a catering.
Corolla had every place we did had a bottle of it was like Buffalo Trace or something like that, like a nice bottle of whiskey
That's
in there.
pretty sweet.
And you always had a drink after the show.
Yeah, dude.
And that was pretty cool. I did get to have a drink with him, which was
That's
pretty
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I think the Adam Carolla is kind of just like he figured out like a different path because it's like I think he's doing an animated cartoon show with the Daily Wire. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm sure they're pumping so much money out for all their different
Can
stuff.
you check the Adam Carolla cartoon? Because I think he's doing a cartoon with the Daily Wire.
So my dad, obviously big Republican.
Yeah.
And I got a subscription to the Daily Wire as like a Christmas present or something like that. And their content, like the shows and stuff, the movies are not terrible. They're better than you would expect a right-wing news organization.
This might get me canceled. I find Brett Cooper very, very pretty.
Who?
Brett Cooper. She's the girl on the top right. She's like
she's a bombshell.
She's the conservative TikTok girl.
I mean, she looks a little bit like Ben Shapiro.
Yeah,
like a transgender Ben Shapiro.
So
God,
hot.
that's what does it. Yeah.
Dude, that transgender Ben just freaking gets me going, dude.
I tell you what, I mean, the left has all the celebrities, but if you just look at like the people who are on the right, like the celebrities that they've got, they're good looking people. They're like
That's not true.
Kid
Rock?
No, I mean like the news pundits, the people who are like, if you look at like the anchors on Fox News versus the anchors on MSNBC, the anchors on Fox News are smoke shows.
Can
and
you
MSNBC,
Google which news network has the hottest news correspondents?
Definitely Fox News.
No way.
Who else? Name one.
It's got to be like TMZ.
TMZ?
Yeah, they probably have hot people working there. It's a bunch of people that couldn't make it as an actor, so they're like, you know what? Let's talk about Shane Gillis on SNL.
The people who work at TMZ are monsters, dude. They look like trolls. They're all like staying outside of nightclubs at 3 in the morning.
Could you even count Megyn Kelly as a conservative correspondent now?
She was on Fox for a long time.
Yeah. Then maybe she's
not now.
She moved to CNN after freaking.
Is she uglier now? If you look at her on Fox News versus Megyn Kelly on CNN now, I bet you she's
click on that one. Yep.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Conservative news is pumping out some of the hottest people on the planet. It's a weird thing to be into, but I think I'm into it.
It's like, let's talk about the freaking inflation rate. And I'm like,
maybe just being angry makes you hotter. Maybe I'm just into angry women. Maybe that's what it is. That's it. Yeah, they're not actually that attractive. Well, I'm just got the blinders on because they're so mad.
I would think anyone that does the news is angry all the time.
You have to be.
Anyone. I wish there was just one news guy. It's like, you know what? Things are bad, but it's going to be okay soon.
I gotta be like,
just one optimistic news guy.
That's what Tucker Carlson is now. Did you watch the Putin interview?
No.
You didn't watch it?
It's so long. I watch TikTok clips, Mike. I'm a 23-year-old boy.
You know everything about sports, but you didn't watch this is like if they'd interviewed Hitler in the 40s. Like this is gonna be a big deal for a long time.
Yeah.
Plus all the memes that came out of it were so fucking great.
Pull up some Putin interview memes.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't he just explain like the whole history of the
goes
conflict?
With the first question. And Putin's a scary dude. Putin kills people. Putin's killed thousands of people. And so he goes in and like Putin apparently shows up like 2 hours late. He makes him wait. And he goes and he's like, so why did you invade Ukraine? Clearly you felt threatened by the West. Did you do it to stop a NATO expansion? Mm-hmm. And Vladimir Putin goes into a history lesson on Ukraine and he starts in the year 836. He's like in 836 and he does the entire history of Ukraine as a people. And at the end, he's like, so really Ukrainians aren't really a thing. They're Russians deep down inside and they'll want to be Russians and all of that. I mean, it's all bullshit, but he did it was like 30 minutes of him talking and Tucker Carlson just sitting there.
He did Tucker Carlson because I did watch the first 3 minutes because I'm a person that follows up on the news. See, Mr. Tucker, how is it possible for Shrek Donkey to have sex with a dragon and invite NATO? Vladimir Putin, what's going on? How is this going? Why did you invade Ukraine? Yeah,
That's not a bad Tucker.
I have a decent Tucker. I love doing Tucker just talking about things.
Do you do anyone besides Trump? Do you get any other good
Tucker.
impressions?
Yeah, just conservatives. That's
Just
literally it.
But all you have to do a conservative is just speak very clearly and forcefully. Ben Shapiro, he's an idiot. What are we talking about?
Which is actually.
Actually.
dude.
Yeah. That's all you have to. It's any conservative.
Dude, I loved like when I was in college, I oh man, we might have to cut this. I gotta get booked soon. When I did stuff for like this conservative group, and literally just watch debate highlights of Ben Shapiro. And even like then when I was watching it, I was like, dude, he's just being mean to these people that they're in college. Like, of course they're not going to be able to debate Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro went to Harvard, dude. Of course you're not. Like, it doesn't matter if he's right. He's a better debater than you. He's going to win.
Love watching Ben Shapiro debate college kids.
It's pretty funny.
It is one of my favorite things to do.
Dude, freaking where they put the air horns on it. I love those. Dude, it's insane.
What's weird is like you watch one where like he's at Harvard or Princeton or Oxford or something like that. Yeah. Like everyone's wearing like he's up there in a suit. There's like a woman like dressed like a judge or something, and she's like mediating the whole thing. And then like some like freshman rolls up and like tries to dunk on him. He's like, I grew up watching you, and then I grew up. So here's what I think about Palestine. And then he just tears him apart. And then the dude like just goes and sits back down. It's like, you know, this is going to be all over YouTube. You didn't like come up prepared with anything. Like, yeah. So yes, anyone can beat a college kid in a debate. College kids are fucking stupid.
Yeah. Especially if you didn't go to college. You know what I mean?
No, they're way stupider than the people who don't go to college. Yeah. College kids are the dumbest kids on the planet.
I'm like, dude, because like I was thinking about going back to school and stuff and like doing that, and I'm like, why? Like what is it going to guarantee me a better job? Like even if I get like a business degree or something, I talked to a bunch of people that are applying to stuff, and it's really hard to get jobs.
Dude, it's really tough out there.
What's that?
You pulling up one of the debates?
Oh yes,
dude. I'm a big proponent for going back to college. I think going to college is a big fucking waste of time. Oh, these are always great.
Hillary, women who have strongly supported the feminist movement and supported the left are feeling
disenfranchised. This is going to be really bad. Okay, play it again.
Climate of sexual brutality and oppression brought to light in Hollywood recently.
No, I think they're just going to blame the same people they always blame because we're all in our own little bubbles. Should they feel disenfranchised? 100%. Because in a society that treats sex as transactional, in a society that basically reduces sex to any sort, just a physical transaction that is based solely on consent, it makes it very difficult to explain why it is that the casting couch in Hollywood is bad per se. Right? There's actually, like, feminist theory says that it's bad because of power imbalances, but the sort of libertarian culture of the left suggests that power imbalance doesn't have anything to do with it. If I feel like trading my body for a part in a movie, well, that's my business. And if you say differently, then you're slut-shaming me. Right? So that's, well, you can't really have it both ways. Either it's bad or it's not bad. And if we are going to fight sexual harassment and sexual assault, it seems to me that we have to do a couple of things. One, we have to reinvest sex with value beyond just a physical transaction.
Can you pause it? There's something so off-putting by him saying the word sex. Can I just say that?
Jason, as somebody who's used your position in comedy to have a bunch of sex,
no, dude,
how do you feel about this?
No.
You've had a lot of sex because you're a comedian.
I don't think that's why. I think it's because people like being around me. I'm a pretty
really?
nice
You
guy.
think that's why? You think that's why you've had a bunch of sex? Did you have this much sex before you started doing comedy?
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I thought they were just.
By the way, Shapiro fucking puts it out. He's got like 7 kids.
Dude, look up. Also, pull Ben Shapiro's sister too, real quick.
Oh, Ben Shapiro's sister. Be still my heart,
dude.
Ben Shapiro's sister is a smoke show. Dude. She is gorgeous.
She looks like an AI robot. She looks like what
Dude, if they're making AI robots like that, I'm getting a robot.
Yeah, dude. If my AI robot's just a conservative Ben Shapiro's sister, dude, I'd spend $1 million.
There's no way that there's not someone's not making that of her somewhere.
We paid for Ben Shapiro's sister's OnlyFans. I'm no scientist. I don't think she has.
Oh, if you type that in, you're gonna get some wild shit. I would not Google that. Oh, sister, voice AI.
Oh.
Voice AI is wild.
It is, man.
Did you listen to the Carlin special?
No, so they just did a whole Carlin special?
Dude,
in
his
AI?
daughter is suing them. He did.
Wow.
They had AI write it, and then they had AI perform it. You can't tell it's not Carlin. And there were a couple of snappy jokes in there. Now, some people are saying like, oh, the AI wrote it, but then somebody punched it up. You know,
that makes sense. Because honestly, it's like, seriously, if you want to get like a bunch of premises, like it's not a bad tool.
They
Like
just trained it on all of his albums, and they did it. And I'm like, it's pretty good.
like I would, but also it's like I think there is something kind of cool about that. Like I would love to hear like what Patrice O'Neal would be saying about stuff going on today. Like there's a lot of stuff like that I think would be really, really cool.
We're just going to be dragging everyone out of the grave for the rest of history and be like, oh, you want it? Let's hear what Patrice O'Neal thinks about Israel Palestine. And it's not really going to be him, though. You're going to be like,
it's like a shell version of,
well, it's going to be whatever. Like, you can be like, you can just someone in the back rooms be like, have him support Israel. And it'll pump out, or have him support Palestine. It'll pump out. Like if you ever task ChatGPT to do something. Yeah. And then say, do it as Winnie the Pooh or something. It'll pump out this thing.
It's crazy because it's like what it was very interesting. I listened to the CEO of OpenAI like talk about
Sam Altman.
Sam Altman, and he said that like what they thought AI was going to take first would be like the labor jobs. Like they thought it was going to be like, oh, it's going to hit like people that are working at self-checkout and all these different things. That's what they thought it was going to hit. It's actually hitting like middle class, like people with college degrees. That's who it's hitting the most.
Dude. It's if you work in accounting, if you work in copywriting. If
dude,
you work in
writing of any kind,
dude, any sort of writing, it's just done.
Yeah,
it is just done.
Yeah, what's crazy is I was talking to Lori Kilmer and the writer of Conan, like I was talking about earlier, and she was like, it's very like for her, she was the former head writer on Conan. She cannot get a writing job right now, dude. It's insane. Like it's
all
like,
you need one writer to like double check the work, punch stuff up, and you're done.
Yeah,
it's like being a photographer these days or an artist. Poor Charlie McMullen.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to him. So what I like to do is I like to generate, I get on like Mid-Journey or something and I'll make like a landscape or something. And I pumped out a bunch of them until I found one I liked. Then I had it printed out, pumped up on a canvas, and I put it up on the wall. And that's like the art in my house was generated by an AI. He hates every time I talk about that. I can see him just like get white knuckles, like because he's a good artist. He likes to draw. He likes to, so every time I talk about like, oh yeah, I didn't pay an artist to do anything in my house. I had some AI generated and I slapped it on the wall.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you do that?
You can just see his hands.
Just white knuckles,
like these motherfuckers.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like I think with art, it's like also it does give an opportunity for you to have more connection to it with a lot of this stuff. It's like if you went out and you went to like Rocky Mountain National Park and you took a beautiful picture, right? And you saw that. It's like when you have that picture in your house, it's going to be associated to an actual emotion and a memory of like you spending time with your kids at this location, and then you do that.
Sure, I've got some pictures from we took it's the Mormon settlement out in the Tetons, Jackson Hole.
Yeah. Of course, you went to the Mormon settlement. Look at those glasses, dude. Look at those glasses.
It's like pull up the Mormon settlement, Jackson Hole. It's the joke is like it's the most photographed barn in the world because it's so gorgeous. Everyone takes a picture and they always post that picture.
Yeah.
You got to do Jackson Hole. And so I have got those hanging up in my room. That barn, that picture, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So I've got pretty much all of those pictures that I took hanging up in my house, and they're my favorite things. I like them.
There's the emotion associated with it.
But there's so much, like Stegosaurus crossing.
That's
you got
funny.
on the wall.
That's pretty funny.
You could knock that out with an AI like that, you know. You don't have to pay for it. You see what these artists are charging for, like, so there's the art they're pumping out.
Because you got to pay for a freaking BS art degree.
$500 for a print of something. It's like, I mean, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Not
also,
for like a picture of a field.
Yeah, like also like the thing about like me thinking about like maybe going back to school could be like, oh, I could hopefully get a writing job with it. I don't have no guarantee of getting a writing job if I go to school and get like a degree in screenwriting.
No, and you got to understand the people who go to Harvard get writing degrees. They're the ones who go write for like Conan and stuff like that. If you just go to like a community college with a writing degree, it's not going to do anything for you.
And also it's about those people you're like surrounded by. Yeah. So it's like if you could be a great comic, like be in LA or something, and you start burying people, it'd be like, oh, maybe that guy could be a writer on our show, especially with really tightly written jokes. And you demonstrate that you have value and that you'd be good in a writer's show.
Chris Rock pays people to go. He gets Louis and everyone, and they like he just brings them in and they just punch up his work.
That like, dude, that's so good. But also like I wanted to ask you about this. So what do you think about like doing writers' rooms and stuff for comedy? Are you a fan of it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's good sometimes?
Like I said, I'm a bad hang, so I don't do anything. Yeah. The only way I write, like, Rogan talks about how he goes home, he gets a little high, and from like midnight to 3 a.m, he'll just write. And then the next morning he'll take that and pare it down and like turn it into jokes. Yeah. I can't write like that. I've never been able to write like that. I'm shocked that people can. I am driving, or I'm in like the shower, or just someplace that I'm alone and kind of like zone out, and a joke just pops into my head fully formed. Me too. In and done.
It's gifts from God, dude.
It's like really like there really is like a muse or something like that. It just comes out. Other people, now that's great because if I think of it and it's funny, it's generally pretty good. I don't generally think,
because you have a good clock.
Yeah, I don't generally think of like bad jokes, and if I try it out, the first way I say it is usually like it works. I don't have to like workshop.
But
it
also,
at all.
there's a thing about you having a lot of experience as a comic.
I've been doing it for like 12 years. Yeah. But other comics I know can take a joke that's not very good, like a premise, and they can just work it, and they can work it, and they can work it, and they can turn it into a really good joke.
That's what I do most of the time.
Ben Bryant has a joke that he pretends to be a lawyer. And I won't try to do it because it won't do it justice. I remember hearing it the first time and it was like, I was like, I kind of see what you're trying to do there. That whatever. I just saw him post it a couple of weeks ago. It is a killer. It is one of the best jokes I've ever heard. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, because I think there's beauty in both of those things. Yeah. I think that there's something beautiful about like me coming with a joke and like boom, like the Trump little sister thing, virtually the same exact way I thought about it in the shower is how I say it. But dude, the freaking my glasses joke, I had to work and work and work and work and work. And then I was able to then stack punchlines on it. And then I was like, okay, this is the best. These are the best 3 jokes within this one. Yeah. Also, dude, I got to rip a piece so bad. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back.
All right.
We'll be back.
By the way, I really like that Retarded is back. Does anyone else notice that?
Well, let's clip it, baby. Let's go. Now we're back. Anyways, Mike, say what you just said.
I really like that Retarded is back.
What makes you think it's back? My grandma still gets mad at me.
No, like I just feel like everywhere I look on like Twitter and on Instagram and everything like that, all the comics, I feel like just people just started saying it a lot more. And while I'm not a big proponent of the word itself, I'm not thrilled with it. I think it's a good indicator for comedy that like people are. This was like, it was never like a hard. It wasn't like the N word or something like that where like you really don't say this like ever. But it kind of oh god.
Okay, we'll say oh no, dude.
But it kind of got
Not
like
for me,
I remember
man.
in college people protesting. There are people on campus with signs like we don't say the R word, and I laughed and I'm like the R word. What are you trying to do? No one's gonna go for this. And then people went for it, and there was like a very weird like 10 years when it was like it's like if people tried to cancel the word midget, John Mulaney has that whole bit about it.
Yeah.
And he's
I've heard that premise so many times. Like since I hope he was the first, but I doubt it.
But I think it's a good sign for comedy that this word, which isn't really a slur, it was a medical term and then it became a colloquialism. And then now it's just kind of like
What's a colloquialism?
Colloquialism is a commonly used phrase.
This podcast is just me asking you what words mean. It's me talking about playing with blocks and being like, Mike, what does that mean?
So colloquialism will percolate throughout the zeitgeist.
Okay. Let me break this down. Okay. So zeitgeist means like
you do
culture.
need to go back to school.
I should just read.
You're gonna be a writer? You're gonna be a writer?
Dude, me and Evan Joe had a very funny conversation because we both were like he was dating this girl who literally graduated from Stanford, and I was dating like hanging out with a girl who graduated from a very good college. And then we're like, we're both stupid.
Yeah.
And we're doing more shows than they are.
Yeah.
That's very funny because me and him were
Because you're
laughing.
men.
No, that's not why. That's not why. Because me and him were like, we were crying, laughing, like just singing I Want to Know What Love Is in a Chinese accent. And we're like, dude, these liberal girls that we're talking to would hate that we're doing this right now, dude. I want to know what love is, dude.
Yeah.
That's so much funnier than being like, I should have every right to my body. Applause. Got it.
I was just gonna say, I don't think any guy deserves the woman they're with. I definitely don't.
Comedians, dude.
I don't deserve my wife easily. She could have done so much better than me, and yet somehow she settled. Yeah, I think that's a good power balance for a comic. You need a high functioning, like A-type girlfriend, because otherwise, just like if you can't cook, you will just wallow. You will just like play Xbox all day long.
Yeah.
You need somebody that like has
Balances
some real
you
dreams
out.
and goals and like wants to go places. So it gives you a little bit of a push.
Also, there's definitely like a superpower you get when you're trying to impress a girl.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a certain gear you have, especially like with like a family and stuff. Like you kind of have that gear. Like there's some people like I think it was Chris Rock was talking about like he had to make it as a comic. Like it wasn't like, oh, maybe I can dilly dally for a couple of years. It's like I have to put food on the table for my like 6 brothers today, or else we're gonna starve. So there's a different level of intensity you're gonna have. Like right now, I'm pretty locked in because of how crappy my life is. I'm like, I gotta fix stuff to be able to like create a life that's going to be stable.
Yeah. I wish I had that when I did college for like 6 years. I dropped out. I went back. I dropped out. I was just in my family. Like you had to get a college degree. And so I ended up getting a degree in sociology, which has just been useless.
Yeah.
And then I worked terrible sales jobs, and I never let myself do kind of what you're doing and just gave myself to comedy. I would do it a lot. I would do it like 4 nights a week. But I was never willing to like go on the road. I was never willing. I did a couple little tours, but I was never willing because I just was like, I've got this office job. I'm like the only comic who has like an office job, and I've got to make this work because I got to get married and have kids and do all of that.
Yeah. And then check the boxes. You got to figure out what you want.
I was
and that's
trying to check the boxes. And I wish I had done what you're kind of doing and thrown myself at it for a couple of years.
It's so hard. It's so hard when you're looking at freaking $20 in your bank account and you're like, crap. Okay. At least I'm driving up to Denver and I'm gonna make $40. Okay. Let's hopefully we can get enough to get food. Yeah. Right. And you're just like struggling.
Part of it is if you're going to be poor, go be poor someplace where you don't have to drive all over for comedy. Go be poor in Austin, go be poor there. And it's just as sucky to be poor there, Like that's at least there you can do 15 mics a night.
Yeah. Like honestly, the thing is like, what I've had to realize is that I don't need to do as many open mics, but I have to be very, very intentional when I go in. Because like you only did like 3 E's for a really long time, like being a mic. But obviously you're 12 years in too. It's a different game.
Yeah. So I mean, I even now moving down to the Springs, I'm generally booked most weekends, but I don't really do like an open mic. I used to. I mean, when you're younger, you have to do the open mics because you need the time and you need the experience and you need the connections and you need the community. And you just have to, you got to write 10,000 bad jokes before you start getting all the good ones.
Yeah. Dude, like I remember before pretty much I had like my first 5 minutes, I had like a full notebook full of my jokes. And
I've still got the app on my phone with my original jokes I wrote down.
It's so cool. I think there's something so awesome about like just like going back through because also there's a lot of jokes that I can pull off now that I couldn't pull off when
taking a pass through the old ones are great.
Yeah. Like also like I would just like I think my process is a lot of stream of consciousness. Like I will just write a bunch and I'm like, okay, there's 2 lines that's going to be the joke.
Yes, that's so cool that you can do that because you then have the ability to like I need to generate jokes. You can just make yourself go generate jokes.
Yeah. Like
they might not be great at first, but you can turn them into good jokes. I'm really jealous of that ability.
Yeah.
I've tried it. I've been like any thought I have that I think is kind of funny, I'm going to write down and I'm going to like workshop it. I think maybe one joke has come out of that. Like maybe I'm not good at that. I need.
Yeah. It's also like one of the ways that I come up with materials. I love talking to other comedians. So you tackle a topic and then you just go and you're like, there's something there. Like I remember you told me the story about the guy, the donkey that committed suicide. We were just outside of Looney's.
Oh yeah.
And I was
That
like,
turned into a bit. Yeah.
It did. I was like, that's awesome. Like it was very cool because I'm like, that was just you telling me a story. And I'm like, that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Like,
yeah, that was a good bit. I remember I haven't done that in a while. I need to do that.
Yeah, definitely bring it back. Because also I love the way you set it up. Because also it's like you then run that through your comic brain. I think also you're giving yourself a disservice because you actually do that a lot when you rework a bit. Because the first time you did that joke is much different than how you're doing it now.
It is true. You're absolutely right. Yeah,
I think I think you're selling yourself short there.
Yeah.
But definitely it's like I wrote a bunch of stuff because I got fired from my job, and I was a dirt salesman, which is hilarious. That was so fun. And I wrote it all down.
I've known you. You've like owned your own website company, been a dirt salesman, done like window well welding, like
DoorDash driver. Now I'm probably going to work at Dutch Bros.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to go do.
Sexual gigolo for that summer.
No, I wasn't getting paid.
It was a summer adjacent. It was a great summer.
It was a good time, man. Yeah, it's just tough. It's tough. It's like Callan Reese told me this thing. I think it's very funny. It's like the only way you can become a comedian is you get fired from every job you ever had.
Yeah, you have to be bad at the jobs. That was one of the things.
Yeah.
I've always been like, I've kept my jobs. I've only been fired from like one job.
Yeah.
And like, I was miserable though. I was doing outside sales for a payroll company.
Dude,
and I would literally cry in my car on the way to work.
Outside sales is a nightmare.
Fucking hated it. And I did it for 2 years. And before I decided like, I got to go back to school. And if I had been a bit younger, if I'd been your age, I would have been like, I'm just going to go try to be a comic. I would have, but I just, it took the worst job in the world for 2 years to make me be like, I got to do something different.
But there's a lot of discipline. But also it's like, there's certain things that come with stability that are great. Like,
oh yeah. I mean,
your mental health way better. Like if you have a decent job, like you can figure out a job that you can make a bunch of money and not work a lot. That's great. Which is the goal.
That is the dream.
Yeah. So like the like kind of like my game plan is like if I could lock down a couple more sponsors for the podcast or something crazy like that, and I'm making like $2,000.
Who's your sponsor now? Do we have to tag something?
Yeah, we just got our first sponsor. It's what's the name of the?
Who are we tagging?
Yeah, pull it up. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
You should know.
Yeah,
you should know who your sponsor is. You can't say it. You don't know who the sponsor is.
I don't know the name of the exact company. I know it's. I don't want to get
dropping the fucking ball.
I don't want to get it wrong.
How are you gonna get a second sponsor? Is like I didn't even know who sponsors me now.
Yeah. That's
is it ExpressVPN?
No.
That'd be dope. Go talk to Raid Shadow Legends.
Go talk to Raid Shadow Legends. I honestly like the thing is you can like if you just like make I think if like you just make 100 if you just ask like the biggest opportunities I've gotten in comedy is just asking.
Yes.
Like that was 100% it. Like dude, like for my freaking thing, like I'm opening up for Adam Ray at Comedy Works. Like that's like the biggest thing that's happened in comedy for me so far. It was just I texted him and then he's like, hey, if it's cool with Comedy Works, I'm like, let's go. I can do that.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's so big for me. Cause also that like I can, build that relationship. Like also like Caleb and I.
Oh yeah. I was never good at that. Yeah. I always just kind of like, I showed up, I did my set, I left. Like I was never in the scene or like anything like that. Oh, and what is it?
Awesome. We'll do that. We'll do the ad read right now. Let's talk about window cleaning. This is for you in Colorado Springs area only, by the way. If you're like most of us, the last thing you want to do is to spend your spare time on a honeydew.
Oh, Jesus.
More
often do you need me to read this for you?
I can't read. All right. Go, Mike. Such an idiot. I can't read.
Let's talk about window cleaning. This is fuck. All right. Now I talk shit. Now
it's so scary, man.
Let's talk about window cleaning. Shut up. Let's make all of this in the ad. This can be the ad.
There's such an I can't fucking read, man.
Let's talk about window cleaning. This is for those of you in the Colorado Springs area only, by the way. If you're like most of us, the last thing you want to do is spend your spare time on a honeydew that more often than not looks like you cleaned it with a pork chop. Why not just hire a professional from the get-go and get those windows streak-free as your bride had in mind? Check out Bailout Window Cleaning on Facebook for your window cleaning and screen repair needs. There we go. Retarded.
throw up. I can't breathe.
Yeah, that all needs to be the app. The whole thing. That is going to do gangbusters.
My audience just learned that I can't read live on my podcast, dude. I can't read, dude.
I think they both knew you couldn't read.
How am I supposed to read the Bible, man? I can't even. They'd be like, read this passage out loud. I'm like,
oh, here we go.
Oh, no.
This is it, Jason.
I'm going to hell, dude.
You've been listening to the audiobook of the Bible for years on repeat. Just so you could fake it.
The Bible's just a podcast to me, dude.
You strike me as somebody who like memorized the Bible so you could pretend that you're reading it. And everyone's like, why don't you read Luke chapter 2? And you're like, I can do this. And you just hold the book and repeat it from memory.
But I have a bad memory too, dude. I'm hosed. I'm just funny, man. That's it. Dude, I can't read.
Are you the funniest one in your family?
No, my Uncle Kevin is the funniest one. My Uncle Kevin is one of the funniest people I like through doing comedy. Like, I'm like, a lot of the people I talk to at shows and stuff, I'm like, dude, my uncle would bury you if he just like got up there and just talked. Like,
how old is your uncle?
My uncle is, I think, 34.
Oh my God.
Like, dude, and your
uncle is younger than me.
Yeah.
That bums me out.
I think he's
that really bums me out. Wait,
yeah.
You're
my parents are young.
You're 20.
I'm 23.
23.
Yeah.
You got to make better choices.
Why?
You look like you're 25.
Yeah. Well, they said I can't control this. That's not a choice.
You can control that.
No. What do I do?
Go to Turkey. Get some hair plugs.
I think I got turkey money, Mike.
Listen.
I just started GoFundMe for my hair plugs.
I went and talked to when this started to go. I went and talked to a doctor, and she was like $10,000, and that was like the general quote, $7,500, something like that, to get like this all fixed. Mm-hmm. You can get a flight to Turkey, a 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel, and the hair plugs for like $3,000.
That would be a good vlog. We could do it.
That would do. We go together.
Oh my goodness.
We'll do it together. We'll hold hands.
It's me and you getting hair plugs.
We're getting hair plugs.
You
can get some of my hair and I'll get some of your hair, and that's how we'll do it. I'll be blonde right here, and you can just have like darker hair all around. That'd be a dope vlog. Let's do it.
That'd be so good. Oh man. Like I don't know what to do, man. I don't know how to fix this. It's tough.
You just got to shave it. You got to take it down.
Goodness gracious. I don't know what to do.
Just go for it.
But I just got to do a short haircut.
When you shave it, it definitely like I freaked out the first time I shaved it. Like I went into like a Floyd's or whatever, and they shaved it, and I did not like it. I was not thrilled with it. I was getting some weird looks because suddenly I just have like a neo-Nazi haircut. And this was also like peak of everyone is freaking out about like neo-Nazis. They were like back.
That's like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Yeah, it's like you shave your head and then you walk out.
I immediately went and bought a hat.
And then there's a guy walking out of the Five Guys burgers and fries with a tiki torch. And he's like, hey, come on, we're meeting over at the statue.
At the tiki torch time. That was the time. So I was very self-conscious about it. But because also it's like, you got to realize people are going to look at you in a different way. I was like the handsome young comic for a while. I was like the little like, oh, this guy can say whatever he wants. He's just like a little college kid. Look at this guy. You get a little older, you shave your head like a Nazi. Some of these jokes come off a little bit harder than you mean them to.
A little harsher. They're like,
people see you in a different light.
He believes what he's saying.
You shave your head. You just got to be conscious of that. It's like you're still the little Jason retarded 10-year-old inside, but outside you're a big hulking scary neo-Nazi.
Yeah,
and you got to be aware of that.
Especially when I keep working out, dude.
Yeah,
you can't be jacked and bald.
You do your jacked working out joke about you having autism. You have that bit.
Yeah.
You do that with a shaved head. People are going to be like, oh, this bums me out. Yeah. It's a little bit more scary.
Little beef on the cheddar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's would be my workout vlogs. Trying to put a little beef on my cheddar. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, I want you to notice a honey-do list is a phrase from the 50s. It's like a honey gives you a list of things to do. Your wife says,
I listen to Toby
Keith.
I know what's up.
You guys need to fire the writer of your ads. You need to get ChatGPT to do it.
ChatGPT, right?
Yes.
Right. And then also we have to make ChatGPT probably read it because I can't read. We found out.
Dude, you could definitely do that.
Yeah, just clone my voice.
AI train your voice and then have it read the ads for you.
That's probably what we have to do.
You can definitely do that.
We probably, yeah, dude. Oh my goodness. Also, it's just the added pressure because I don't want to disappoint my comedy idol, Mike Hammock, dude. I'm just shitting my pants trying to read under pressure. Nightmare for me.
I my job, I type a lot on screen, and anytime someone's watching me type, I just become an idiot. I can't type anything at all. Like it just goes through. It's gibberish. I have to go back and like click each individual word to fix it.
Yeah,
I understand that pressure.
Yeah, dude. It's like I remember like doing stand up in front of a girl I was interested for the first time, dude. Freaking nightmare, especially when that room's bad. You're like, God, this sucks.
Dude.
I brought a girl to Lion's Lair. So bad.
Oh my God, why?
So we were on a date. They went pretty good. We got pizza. She ate more pizza than me. I'm like, that's a red flag, you know? And she looked great though. I will say
this was a human, right? This was a human girl.
It was a dog. No, but
she brought a St. Bernard in a wig.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, oh, well, look at that sexy bitch, dude. Look at that.
Look at those haunches.
Look at that. Look at those rear legs, dude. Dude, calling it the rear legs on a lady, dude.
So we were walking down the street, you know, on her back legs.
Yeah. Dude, there's something about having a lady on a leash, dude. That I don't know, man. I'm no like
is that what you're
guy.
into?
Probably.
What's your thing, Jason? I'm curious,
dude. Head scratches.
No. I mean, like you've got a real Russell Keller, Mike Hammock. We all go to church glasses thing. What's your thing?
My thing? I don't know, man. Dude, definitely like just
pull up Jason's search history.
No. Yeah, dude. Man.
All right. If you were on Tinder,
yeah,
and you're scrolling through,
what am I looking for?
What's the girl that's going to be like definite right swipe? Or I think it's a direction. Is it a blonde? Is it a redhead? Is it long hair? Is it short hair? Is she tall? Is she skinny?
To be honest with you, I don't really care.
It's just anything, please.
Yeah,
please.
Literally,
just touch me with your back legs.
Please touch me with those rear legs.
Give me your middle spot, please.
Yeah, dude. No, like I don't care. Like I'll date anyone of any kind.
Wow.
Any builds.
How are you single? You're just like, I don't care. My standards are so low. I don't care if you're beautiful or not. Literally, I don't care if you're even alive or awake.
That's what I say on dates most of the time.
You can be a mess, and it just doesn't matter to me. That's what makes it so great, because you're an absolute mess.
You're an absolute mess, and I don't care.
Jason. Terrible.
No, in terms of standards and stuff, it's just about like me having the connection, like being able to talk and stuff.
Yeah, but you're not blind. You have things that you're attracted to.
Yeah.
Does it have to be a woman?
Yes.
Okay, so there is some sort of, we can start there. Do you
let's not go there yet. Okay. No, lady.
So if you were dating somebody and they could pull off like any look, would you want her to have long hair? Long hair. We're good on that.
I'm okay with blonde, brunette, or redhead.
She's getting plastic surgery. Should she get a breast reduction surgery, or she should get boob implants?
It depends on the.
She can look great either way. She's going to look great either way. Which one would you suggest for her as her owner?
I like how you laughed at your own joke there.
Sometimes when they pop into my head, I think they're funny and I have to say them and then laugh. I only say it because I think it's funny. So why would I not laugh at that?
Dude, I laugh. I've laughed at it.
Also, you want everyone watching to know that was a joke. You don't want there to be one clip of me being like, when you own a woman.
What
and then just staring at you.
I'm like,
how do you alter her body?
Oh gosh, I don't know, man. I probably enhancement. Enhancement.
I think that's a pretty standard answer.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, enhancement.
Now you're gonna make her taller than you or shorter than you? Shorter than you.
Yeah, that's probably a deal breaker for me. Shorter than me.
Got to be shorter than you.
Got to be shorter than me.
You don't want like a tall girl in a denim skirt, like a 6'2". How tall are you?
About 6'1". I'm 6'2" with boots on.
6'2" with boots on.
And I always wear boots,
God, that's
man.
a bummer of a sentence.
Yeah, dude, that's how I do it, man.
Ah, you and your boots.
I love boots, man.
Let's get to Austin, man.
I think I was talking to my friend and just about like local comedy drama. He's like, "What are you doing, dude? Leave. What is holding you here?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm
the one who tells you that all the time.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I'm
here because I have kids and a family. I'm here to make sure that one of you guys make it. I've peaked in my career.
Yeah.
You know, I've got that video on Instagram. That's it. This is the best that's ever going to happen to me. Check me out on Instagram. I just
Check out.
they probably just got 3 million views. I think something like that. Yeah, which is great. Which also is kind of a bummer because that means my best joke is as popular as like a moderately pretty 19-year-old on Instagram. Like
that is true.
They like whoever these people are, they just throw out whatever, and they're just getting millions and millions and millions of views. It's the everyone in this room.
See,
2.9.
2.9.
Right on the edge, baby. Come on.
That's amazing.
There we go.
I can't tell you how like happy that makes me, man.
That really is this. I wrote this joke like 2 weeks ago and I was so thrilled with it. I got such a good response. I'm like, this is going to be the one. I knew this one was going to be the one that finally popped.
It is that. I would also like to say this joke is brilliantly written. So you found this joke. You were like sitting in the car.
I was reading the news. Yeah. Because it's a true story.
That's the thing is like, there's things that you can do in that writing process. It's like doing stuff like reading the news, finding headlines, I'm trying to figure out this whole thing, like just anything related to news. It's like you can get inspiration from that. Yeah. And you have those things that like,
well, that one, it was like, the stories the woman burns down the abortion clinic. And I was reading the lawyer's arguments and I was like, no, like they're not going to reference. No one's going to reference like how silly this is. And then I'm like, somebody must be talking about how silly this is. And I like looked online, like no one was talking about it. I was like, holy shit.
Because you have a great brain.
I got to get tape on this. I got to get like somebody before somebody else figures this out. So I was like panicked. I called the club and I called Commodore because I'm like, can I please come in and like do a set tonight? And
that was a Newtown night.
Yeah. Janae hooked me up. Shout out to Janae and Roger.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah. And that makes me pulled the tape on as quick as I could. That's
so freaking cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like definitely it's just like also that's like a thing in the moment. That joke also is evergreen. Like that the abortion argument is never going away.
The only other joke I've had pop, it got like 500,000 views, was another abortion joke.
Yeah.
And I think Instagram loves abortion or they just want you to fight. Because the people in the comments on this very silly joke that hits both sides perfectly equally are tearing each other apart with a lot of this.
Anyone else hear John Mulaney?
Yeah, I commented on that. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are.
Does the building have a heartbeat? That's a funny comment.
Yeah, and then people are replying to it, and they're all.
It show signs for fighting for its life
to each other. And these people, I mean, these are. People
the smartest joke I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude. People are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro-life conservative here. This is a perfect joke.
Yeah. Why would you just? That dude. Look, 114 comments. Oh, anti-choice. Oh, so you're a vegan? I'm just like, they are just like, what are you doing with your day? Like, it's not even Twitter. It's not even X. It's like you're fighting in the comments on Instagram on a joke.
What is crazy is like I commented on like some TikTok. It was like it was Kathy Griffin was saying something. And I said, she looks like she owns a cauldron. This is what I said on it. Like 1,000 likes. So I kept thinking it was like one of our stand-up clips that did well. I just bullied Kathy Griffin.
Oh, that's so good. That's a good tag. That's great. That's so great.
She does look like she owns a cauldron.
Yeah.
What is so funny is like,
dude, that'd be an opening joke.
Yeah,
it's like about Kathy Griffin. Looks like she owns a cauldron.
Definitely owns a cauldron, dude. Yeah. Like everyone, like also was very funny about like politics in general. Is like she held up Donald Trump's severed head.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that? And then like conservatives were like kind of upset. But like no one on the left was.
That was our big moment. We got to cancel somebody. This is wild. We get to do it. And she lost a bunch of jobs over that. Like she got taken off the Emmys or something like that, or like some.
Oh no! What is she gonna do?
Well, I mean, like it's one of those gigs that she does like forever, and you probably make like $1 million a year, and you just rely on it. So anyway, that was like the conservatives were so excited, like we did it. We get to get one person, and we get to cancel them. This is what it feels like. This is incredible.
Yeah,
and then it turned us all into monsters.
It did. I like also what's crazy is like the freaking Shane Gillis hosting SNL is like
what a treat.
Oh,
what
goodness.
a treat.
Oh, I was looking at Instagram and there's like just like so many people that like love SNL because they're communists, you know, and they're just like, so this is a choice, right? I'm like, he won. It's going to be the most viewed SNL probably this season.
Oh, by far.
Like, dude,
by far. SNL has gotten, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be the guy to.
Yeah.
SNL is in a rough patch comparatively to the other shows.
Yeah.
But I think I was reading something that makes the argument. It's like, yeah, you try writing an hour and a half of comedy every week and have any of it be good at all.
It's hard. And also just like the time frames is tough too. And also the thing is, I think the sketches are going to be great too. Cause Gillian Keeves, like Shane Gillis' sketch show. I think it's the best one.
The Uncles one, where they give them the scratch
What's
tickets.
crazy is that SNL did a very similar sketch to that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did like boyfriend daycare was their sketch.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's hacky. That's been done for years.
Yeah.
Not no shade on anybody, but
Yeah.
like, oh, we drop off the husbands at the playground at the mall kind of a thing. That's been done forever.
Yeah. And that's what they did on SNL.
But all that matters is how you do it. Like the way they did, like we give the uncles scratch tickets with what they're doing today, and the guy's like, yoga, fuck, like this guy, so good. It's all about
such
the
a great
flavor
sketch.
on it. Like you can
Definitely.
take old jokes and make them really, really good.
Yeah, and also like, dude, I think that like me and Caleb were talking about it. Like the hardest way to grow a following would be a podcast. The easiest way to have something pop off would be stand-up clips.
Be a hot girl on Instagram.
God, I'd kill it. Well, I can interview hot girls. That's my kind of strategy. That's what they did on Trevor Wallace's podcast. They just had
You've started very well. You've done
Very
it. This
well.
is going to do it. This is
what
going to
we're
be what
gonna
pops off right
The
here.
friggin' two white guys with mustaches talking for 3 hours. Let's go.
You grew your mustache.
I did.
After I grew my mustache.
Yeah.
Did I inspire the confidence in you to grow a mustache?
No, there was it was a lady that said that mustaches are attractive.
Oh,
And
she didn't say you have an ugly upper lip. You should hide that.
you pretty much,
She's
but that's
like,
what
you
she's
should
saying
grow a
without
mustache.
saying it.
Yeah.
But also like the thing is like my glasses joke. I don't look as Down syndrome with my mustache.
That is true.
And that's hard.
That is true.
It's a hard thing. It's like,
Because
do
it
I like to
requires
joke?
a certain level of concentration to trim that.
So
that
now
I
I just have to do this. I have to go cross-eyed when I do it. That's the only way the joke still lands. It's very funny. Like we always talk about, like, you know what, comedy is an art form, and then I'm like, I have to look more retarded. It's my it's my
stare in
job.
the mirror. What do I do?
It's me at like a whiteboard. I'm like, okay. Cross eyes.
I think it's like,
oh, eureka.
this mustache makes me seem too much like I have all my faculties about me. There it is. There it is.
And then I'm just in my room. I was doing faces in the mirror. I'm like, I gotta figure this out. And then like, what was funny is like my roommate did like open the bathroom door, and I'm just going like, it's like tongue out. That's too much.
So back to it.
Yeah.
Segue. Want to find out what it is. So your ideal woman is long haired,
Yep.
shorter than you, with big boobs. What color is her hair?
Probably black hair.
Black?
Yeah.
Black hair?
Black or dark.
Now, what race is she?
Any
race?
Yeah.
Any race with black hair.
I'm not racist.
That seems like a cop out.
No, seriously.
You don't have an ideal. You don't have like, ooh, I think Latinas are hot.
Not really. I like people that I can talk to.
So they have to be an English speaker then.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, where's all this? We are the world shit a second ago. I'll just take anything.
Okay, I will say they have to speak English. I'm okay with broken English. Is what
You're
I'll
okay
say.
with broken? Broken English is so much hotter than regular
Oh,
English.
dude. I
Broken
worked,
English? Yeah.
I stopped doing this bit, but I thought it was so funny because I kept dating all these girls that were like from other countries. Like I was on like a tear.
we had a side bet that you were doing like a bride thing. Because you kept talking about, like, yeah, I'm dating this Ukrainian girl. I'm dating this like Yugoslavian girl.
It was Italian and German.
Yeah.
Those are the only two. I'm trying to work my way to Japan. That's the last one. Axis of Evil. That's what I'm doing.
So you can this is how we just get you down to like, yeah, you're into Asian girls. You look like a guy that's into Asian girls. There it is.
What's that?
Wow, I don't know. Whatever it is,
What'd
but
you
I'm
pull
into
up,
it.
Caleb? Goodness gracious. Cross-eyed ugly girl with black hair. Well, none of those. I like how there's children on there.
That's so mean.
Can we please close this out? I don't like this.
Yeah,
at all.
you did already Google something to do with pedophiles, so this
And
maybe isn't going to be the best string.
Yeah, now let's go back
on
to
this- and now it's back to my page.
Back to Mike Henry.
Oh, good.
All the people that are watching your stand-up clip have Googled pedophile-related things on that clip.
So I've got the bit about the pedophile information exchange.
Yes.
I have 3 photos on my phone saved in a folder, and it's just the screenshots of
Those things.
the Village Inn website, the Wikipedia article, and then it cuts to the first search Google article on there. Because I used to type all that out on stage, and I was telling that joke 4 nights a week, something like that. And I was Googling the pedophile information exchange 4 times a week. And I was like, my ads are going to get real fucked up.
Google ads are going to
weird.
be for blocks.
Yeah,
Dude.
it was very, I was just like, I'm like, there's definitely some list somewhere that like keeps a record of all of this. And so that's switched it over to the photos.
That's right.
Which was
You
the
just
smart move.
screenshot it, which is.
But now I also have a screenshot on my phone of just the pedophile information exchange on there. And so if anyone ever searches my phone, it's going to be like a real tough lift. Like, no, it's for a bit.
No, do you want to hear the joke? Like you're just doing that to an FBI officer?
I'll have to. I have a fantasy in my head that like I do get arrested and they're like, what is this? And I might have to tell them the bit and they don't think it's funny. So they don't believe me. And then I go to jail.
Yeah, that's the there's a TV show about Mike Hammock's life. That's how it ends.
That's how it is. I've always liked
you
the
bombing
idea
one last joke
of
dude.
just having a show about whatever, about like It's Always Sunny. Like It's Always Sunny should definitely end with all of them like dying in a tsunami or something like that. Just a total random, they all go to jail. Like, did you
Yeah.
ever watch The Shield?
No, what's that?
The Shield was the first Breaking Bad. It was the first like how is about dirty cops and it's like how do they get out of this one? Every season is how do they get out of this one? They really backed themselves into a corner. The end of the show was the best ending of any television show ever. It's like 15 years old, so I'll just tell you, everyone dies. One dude murders himself and his entire family. Another dude has a grenade dropped in his car, and only the bad guy, the Walter White guy, he gets away with all of it. He gets immunity and then goes on being a cop. It was the best because nobody saw it coming. Everybody just gets murdered and goes to jail or dies horribly.
Yeah, I do think like the end of Seinfeld is like all they end up in jail.
Yeah, they all end up in jail. That was pretty good. It was very Seinfeld. People didn't like that, but I thought
They
it was
didn't
good.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a certain beauty in that, and like just like things don't work out.
Isn't it wild that that's how a lot of people's lives do end? Like that is what happens.
Yeah, like I was talking to like the other day with my roommate, and we were talking. It's like I like sad endings to like things because that's like it's more. It seems hacky to make things work out. I'm like, dude, life almost never works out. Like the relationship usually goes bad. Something bad happens. That's just what life is most of the time.
Yeah, but you're young. I was thinking about this a couple days ago. Me and my wife, we met in college in my like 6th year of college in her 4th year. So we were both seniors. And she got a job at a summer camp way up in like Malibu, like up in Canada. So didn't have internet, just a sat phone.
Yeah.
And so she was going to be gone for 3 months. And I, like an idiot, was like, I'm not ready to say I love you and like that. Let's take a break. And when you come back, we can see if we still want to keep dating. We'll start dating again. Not the right thing. She called me. She's like, okay. And then she called me a week later via sat phone and broke up with me. She used her one call for the day or a week or whatever to break up with me via satellite phone.
Yeah.
Then 3 years go by and she hits me up out of the blue and she's like, hey, I'm moving to Denver. Where are you these days? I'm like, oh, I'm in Denver. She's like, oh, you want to help me like find a spot? You want to get dinner or something? I was like, yeah. We were engaged 9 months later. She moved back. We went on a date. We started dating like the next day and then we were engaged.
What was that time in between like? Because honestly, like
it was Tinder had just come out. It was a wild time.
It was a wild time.
But the point is that if she had stayed, we would not be married now. I was not a good enough person at the time. I was not a great guy at the time, as most people aren't in their 20s. And so we wouldn't have worked out. I promise it. We'd have broken up with her or we would have just drifted apart or whatever. But because we waited and that had that kind of badness in the middle, it ended up working out much better. And now looking back at all of the terrible stuff that's happened to me, all the stuff that I really disliked and all the stuff I regret and all of that, I wouldn't change any of it because if I did change anything, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Even that terrible stuff, I'm like, I'm glad that terrible stuff happened because eventually I got to a point where I don't care about it anymore. So you're too young for that. You haven't had anything terrible happen to you and then like disappear into the background. Or you haven't had anything terrible happen to you at all because you're 23.
Nah, man, I'm in it right now.
You're in it right now?
Yeah.
You don't have fucking problems. You're 23. I have hemorrhoids. I have to relearn my butthole.
You don't have problems. You don't have.
It's a bloodbath, Jason. You don't have fucking problems. Is your asshole intact?
Yeah.
Is it still firm and tight?
Yeah.
Welcome to having no fucking problems.
It's like most of your solutions could be like going on a walk. Like,
Yeah.
By this stage, that is true.
Right.
Like, most of
Block them
yeah.
on Facebook. What a fucking trial. I don't want to belittle you. I don't know what's going on. I don't follow you on Instagram. I don't know what's happening
You
in your
should
life.
follow me on Instagram.
I do actually follow you. I'm almost positive.
You
I do.
should.
I'm
You
sure
should.
that I do. I see you on there all the time, so it must be.
Yeah, we're bumping out content, man. It's a grind. You just get tired.
Are you okay?
Yeah. It's honestly like my car got stolen. Did I tell you about that?
No, your car got stolen?
My car got stolen.
All right, fuck, you do have problems. All
Yeah,
right,
that's pretty bad.
That's a problem.
My car got stolen, dealing with a bunch of like life drama, trying to get a job right now, all this different stuff, all happened at the same time. So it sucked. Like my car getting stolen sucked because
Where was your car stolen from?
Denver.
What?
Yeah, I was up hanging out with a couple friends, and then just like woke up.
It was just out on the
Car's
street
gone.
and somebody took it?
Yep. Called the police. They're like, well, it happens in this area. There's nothing we can do.
Dude, the cops can't do anything. They had all the homelessness problems. Like I was in Denver living there 10 years ago, and it was, I remember as a kid, you'd come up to like go to the museum or something, and it wasn't good. Like you couldn't leave the school group. You couldn't like go on 16th Street Mall. There were so many, like it was bad. And then it got much, much better. When all the money and everyone started moving out here and all like
Now it's back to being bad.
Now it's back to being bad. When they legalized weed, like it brought so much homelessness. So many like crazy people are living there. And then all the weed tourism kind of like drives a little bit more of like kind of this shitty Vegas atmosphere. And then all the families move out and it kind of gets a little bit more like kind of just more boozy and loose. And then it's fun if you're in your 20s. But then they had like 40,000 migrants dropped in Denver.
I think so. Can you Google it?
Yeah, they're a sanctuary city.
Thanks, Caleb.
And so now they're kicking them all out. They're like, we can't afford this anymore. So they're making them leave and they're all shipping them down to the Springs. You've had like 6 buses show up. So dude, yeah, the crime up in like North Denver has gotten so fucking bad. Oh, it's gotten so.
You can adjust it. Just keep it like kind of like consistent from your face. Yeah.
It's gotten so fucking bad up there. Yeah, I was staying in Denver last night, and there was just tents all the way down, like on Broadway.
Yeah,
like just tons of homeless people just camped out.
It's hard because also like the thing is that like I talked to my mom about this. It's a mental health crisis. It's a lot of people that are schizophrenic. Like I ran into one of the people I went to middle school with, like just like downtown Colorado Springs, and he's like, I was like, oh hey, how are things going? He just was riding a longboard, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm homeless right now. And I was like, holy crap. And then like I invited him into my house to like stay for a couple days. And
he stole your car?
He did not steal my car. But he did diarrhea all over my floor.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, which floor? I'm here.
It was in the garage. So not super bad. But dude, like I remember I was like cleaning it up and I'm like, is this what showing Christ-like love is like? Like
he gets us.
Yeah.
That should be the Super Bowl ad.
Me. It's just like sweeping up diarrhea.
Homeless dudes shitting in people's hands.
Yeah, dude, it was so bad. And like I was doing it and it was
some balls, he gets us.
Yeah, dude. Like it was very funny. It's just like that made it like the he gets us ad somehow made conservatives mad and liberals mad. There's something beautiful about that.
Who are these people? Like they have a Super Bowl ad. Who is this group? Who is it? Nobody likes them. Oh yeah, 40,000 illegal immigrants. It's the most of any U.S. city on a per capita basis.
Mayor Johnson cut services. What does the services mean? Like in terms of like
So this is what I was just talking about. So they're literally out of space. Every hotel room is booked. Every Denver used to have the best, I think, in the country homeless services. Like every shelter was at like 80% capacity max. There was always a place for someone to stay. There was always room if they wanted to stay in it. But the homeless people for the most part didn't want to stay because you got to give up your drugs and your booze and stuff to go in. Now it's packed. It's full up. And so they were asking people to take like families into their houses. Like if you have a room to rent, please like rent it to one of these people. So it got so much. The city annual direct budget impact to the city is projected to cost $180 million in 2024. So he's now said, you have a time limit. you can be in the shelters for like, I think it's like 3 months or something like that. And then you're out. You got to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Like my mom took in a Ukrainian family.
Your mom took in an Iranian immigrant, didn't she?
Yeah, it's my stepdad.
Yeah, I did.
What a good
That's
punch.
how you fucking immigrate to this country. Nail Jason's mom. That's the way to get it. That's the path to citizenship. Goes right between her legs.
Son of a bitch, man.
Can't wait for her to listen to this. Because I know your mom, she does. She does listen to this to support you. This is going to be the best one yet. Cut it.
I really hope that's not the way to citizenship.
Yeah, do you think
man?
all the immigrants they've taken in since have been like, fuck, this guy got to her first. There's only so many middle-aged white women in this country to bang our way to freedom with. And this guy took the best one.
I love my mom so much. She's so
I love your mom so much. Your mom is so nice.
You're the fucking worst. I'm gonna kick your ass. How much you bitch?
This podcast is brought to you by Vivitrol. Vivitrol is a prescription injectable medicine used to treat alcohol dependence. You should
That is
stop
gonna be my
drinking
audience.
before starting Vivitrol.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
You know, they can't legally make you not do ads for things. You should just start doing ads for companies that don't sponsor you.
until they do.
Well, and then make them pay you to stop.
That's a great idea. Google. That's it.
Google. Do you want to get spied on? Google.
You look like a Go guy.
A DuckDuckGo?
DuckDuckGo.
I'm a brave. The brave.
I am too.
Yeah, brave's the way to do it.
Dude, say you're conservative without saying you're conservative.
Yeah,
dude.
he's brave.
It's using Brave as your web browser.
I'll do anything that sponsors Jordan Peterson.
Oh,
No.
anything. Well, you know, we gotta go Brave.
Oh man, does Russell ever do the trick where he just tells people you have a good blank impression and then forces you to do it for them?
That's a really good bit.
He does it to me all the time. He's like, Mike has a good Tom Hardy impression, and I don't have a good Tom Hardy impression. But when somebody says that to you and everyone looks at you, you then have to try. Like there's something so uncomfortable about not trying.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he
that's
does that to
such
me
a
all the
great
time.
bit. That's a good bit.
It's pretty good.
Just gotta
Definitely
be like,
diffuses
dude, this
the tension.
person, Mike has an incredible Michelle Obama impression.
And then even as you say that, the urge to try to do one, because I'm like, no, I don't. But maybe I could if I tried.
Maybe maybe it's in here. Maybe it's in my
always
heart.
terrible.
Big Mike.
It's Big Mike.
It's
dude.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Ah, the best conspiracy theory.
No, dude. I'm working on this bit right now. Like, you can hate conservatives, but you have to admit it is so much more fun to be conservative.
Oh my God, for sure.
Infinitely more fun.
For
Because like,
sure.
as like a liberal person, you have to be like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. It's like, you know what? Send them back. Like, that's more fun. It's so much more fun. Like you don't have to care like at all. Like you just get to believe whatever you want. You're like, yeah, Michelle Obama's a man, and you just get to believe it in your heart.
Tempered by the bummer that is being a Christian.
It is.
That's like if I was an atheist conservative, that would be the most fun you could have. Just literally just like, I don't give a shit about anything.
Nothing matters and I hate you.
But then you got to be a Christian and it really tamps down the fun. Like, yeah.
Like, I don't care about you and I get to do whatever I want.
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
That's so fun.
That would be so much fun. Yeah. I don't recommend Christianity for anyone who wants to be like comfortable.
Oh yeah,
You're just constantly just like, you hate yourself and you hate your thoughts.
You gotta be
and you hate your
dude. Like every night before
feel
bed,
guilty all the
Yeah,
time.
Dude, every night before bed, I'm just praying, just deep prayers, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I'm so sorry.
I'm so just some people just like go to bed and they're just like, they don't feel bad about stuff. Like I feel bad about like, I do too much comedy. My poor kid doesn't like comedy. And some people just like, yeah, that's cool. Imagine how much fun it must be to be Johnny Bratsfield. That dude must just live the best life.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about your beliefs, Johnny. I'm just making an assumption.
Yeah, dude.
That dude has got to be he's a party animal. I just have he was talking to Russell on his podcast about his parenting style. And he's like, yeah, I know that maybe this isn't the best, but it works for me. And I'm like, God damn, I feel too much guilt to try that out. I have to raise my kids the way that Ronald Reagan would want. That's like, I have this like innate need to please the ghost of Reagan.
This deep desire to please.
And like, if I do anything I don't think the Gipper would have done, I feel very guilty about
Wait,
it.
they call him the Gipper?
They call him the Gipper.
That sounds like a slur. It sounds like a slur.
They call him the Gipper.
Gipper, hardly know her. Come on.
Gipper? I hardly know her. Hey, how Reagan got his Gipper nickname. It's going to be something deeply racist that I'm not familiar with. Oh, his first big role was playing a football star, George Gipp, in the 1940 film classic Newt Rockney, All American.
A dying, bedridden Gipp, nicknamed Gipper, urges his college teammates to win a critical football game in his honor.
Can you do a good Reagan?
No.
Do you even know what he sounds like?
No idea. That's way before
you're
me.
the worst conservative.
Dude, no.
He's our Jesus. He's the conservative Jesus.
No, dude, that's Trump.
No, okay, actually, yeah.
Trump is like,
You do a great Trump.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man.
And so I went, well, it's pretty good being the Gipper.
I love being a Gipper. We made in peace.
Just want to be left in peace.
We just want to be left now.
No real
No.
peace, while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced
Pause it.
mankind in his long.
Women play.
And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening.
Look at that fucking hair, dude.
Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves,
That's coming through time and centuries. That's like, that is amazing. Look how old he is. Look how great that hair
Not
is.
too long ago, two friends of mine were talking to a Cuban refugee.
That sounds like a setup for a joke.
So I was talking to this Cuban refugee, am I right?
Two of my buddies were talking to this Cuban refugee.
It's the Gipper!
Hey! Dude, like Ronald Reagan's just a wacky stand-up comedian. He's like, whoa, I'm Ronald Reagan.
Very good Reagan impression.
Really good Reagan, dude.
Yeah, you're a terrible conservative if you don't like Reagan. You haven't even read his diary.
Never read. I read Benjamin Franklin's autobiography. That was crazy.
Uh-huh.
Have you read that?
No.
It's actually very good. Ronald Reagan, Benjamin Franklin was like, he was the middle ground between the people that really wanted to own slaves, because it was an early issue in early America. He was
really?
He negotiated the 3/5 compromise.
Benjamin Franklin?
It was him. He was the one that had to get these people that really wanted slavery and the other people that didn't, because the slave owning states wanted to count these slaves as people.
Votes. They wanted votes to use them to vote.
Yeah, House of Representatives. So it's Benjamin Franklin. Also, it talks about all of his like tomfoolery in regards to women, which is very funny.
Oh yeah, the dude had syphilis, like for sure.
Yeah,
for
dude,
sure.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he was a billionaire in early America and was one of the most famous people in America. Like, he was like,
oh yeah, dude. He used it. He rolled through France. You hear the story. That's like everyone knows about that. Like, he banged a lot of women.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of Ben Franks in France, dude. Little Ben Franks running around.
You know, if something like
flying kites.
Everyone on the planet Earth at this point has like 2% of their DNA from Genghis Khan, because he just banged so many women and just. I don't
think banged is the right term. Though.
He raped his way.
He
raped his way from Asia all the way to like Italy, and like so like every man in Mongolia has like 25%. It's like his DNA or something crazy like that.
Can you pass me a Gatorade?
You got to wonder if you can find that with Benjamin Franklin in France. If there's not like.
Yeah. Also, what was funny, I was talking about this today. Like Benjamin Franklin, like they found like 170 dead bodies in his backyard.
Fucking gangster,
dude.
That is dope.
Dude, and also the conspiracy theory is like he like started the Illuminati.
He's electrocuting people. He invented. He got electricity going. Like, he discovered electricity.
He didn't discover electricity. He figured out that electricity came through lightning.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I got Mike on some one of these,
and then he figured out how to harness it and generate it.
Yes.
So he would do. I'm sure you know this. Electric parties in which all of the stemware would be like electroplated. All of the animals were killed with electricity that they're eating. They're all cooked with electricity. It would be lit with electricity. It was
I actually didn't know that.
It was a big thing that they would, like, a big popular thing to do in France.
Electricity party.
And he would take a wire and shock people at the dinner table.
That's pretty funny.
Like, he would like run it under the table and like jolt somebody.
Dude, also Benjamin Franklin was like the first comedian in America. That's the other thing. Like I think it's Poor Richard's Almanac.
Oh yeah.
Like it was like watching SNL for them, because it was widely like accepted as like, this is what comedy is.
This season's garbage.
The season's garbage. Throw it away. I like the bad. I like the last year's.
Mark Twain was the first like real comedian. He was the first real.
Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, like Benjamin Franklin was before that, but Mark Twain.
But Mark Twain would write funny stuff, and then people would go to see him say it. Like it was like he would write funny plays, and then he would go read them out loud, and people would go and they'd laugh, and like he would do an act. He would like talk to them and like do the whole thing. He was really like the first like comedian in the world.
I did. Oh my goodness, I feel horrible. I don't remember the guy's name, but when Alonzo Bowden was at Threes, he like closed with like this story, and he like explained the origins of like black stand-up comedy, which was really, really cool. So it was basically, there was this guy who was a salesman, and he sold, I think it was like meats and cheeses and all that different stuff, right? And he would go from town to town, and
Google black guy meat. We're gonna find out who this guy is.
So look up first black stand-up comedian. So this guy Alonzo Bowden did this story.
I thought you were going to type fist black comedians.
It's just Chris Rock. So
Flip Wilson.
Yeah, Flip Wilson. Oh, yeah.
I've heard that name.
Yeah. So the story is that he was this really good salesman, and he would basically.
I recognize that guy.
No, I don't think. There's another guy before him. This isn't about him. Yeah, so the Alonzo Bowden told this story, and he was basically saying there was this guy who was a freed slave, and then his first job was a salesman, and he would go from town to town and he would sell stuff, and people didn't even really want to buy the things he was selling, but they loved listening to him talk. So basically, people would just come and pay tickets to watch him talk. So basically, he just ended up growing and growing and growing until he basically was able to fill like these theaters of people just wanting to hear him tell these tall tales about doing stuff, and that was like the origins of stand-up comedy. It was a very, very cool thing.
That's wild.
It was very interesting. Caleb, can you look up freed slave stand-up comedian? Let's see. Because it was like kind of like early. I think that's
Blue Black. Is that the Legend of Blue Black?
Damon Williams says Dave Chappelle freed the slaves. This is insane, dude. Yeah. No, but yeah, so like that was a story.
That's awesome.
It was really, really cool, because it was kind of like, it was like this, it was and then he closed on it, and it was like, I was like, this guy should get a standing ovation. It was incredible. Like, it's just like, there's a certain amount of like because like me and you, we kind of just like, we do goofy stuff. We want to end on a big laugh, you know? I think there's like a difference in like when you have like you're able to do both, and like you can end on the stuff. Cause I think one of Dave Chappelle's closers was closing on the story of Emmett Till.
Oh yeah. Which is awesome. Not funny.
Oh, well, he made it.
Yeah.
Well, he did this whole thing, and he had a joke about an elephant's penis just in there.
Yeah.
Which is just like, that's why we know Dave Chappelle is the greatest, is because he'll do that.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Dude, that dude who talks about.
I think that's it. I think it's, yeah.
Sylvester McGee.
I think so. Yes. Yeah. And then he
got bought right before the Civil War. That's just bad planning.
That sucks.
He should have waited to be bought.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't think it's in it. I don't think
that's just bad planning on his part.
I don't think that's under his control, Mike Hammock. I don't think so. Received a birthday card from Lyndon B. Johnson. That's so interesting. Can you
keep going? Yeah, go into the comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't talk about comedy.
Oh, they don't. Well, that might be it. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. But yeah, so
he has his own Wikipedia page. There's clearly something there. If you type that in,
it's very interesting. I gotta probably do some research and figure that out. But it was like super, super interesting. Also, like I think it was one of like, it was before I even did my first weekend in stand up. I think Thad was hosting for him, and it was just like, it was a master class. It was just one of like the coolest things I've seen.
Alonzo Bowden.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's great.
Like, it's so cool, because also I do. This is something that I think we probably could clip out. Can you please tell me the story about you opening up for Chris DiStefano?
Is that how you say his last name? Is that how you say it? Nothing. He was very nice to me.
Yeah.
But I have something wrong with me, and I can't say his last name. Keep saying DiStefano. And I just gotten on the pro list at Comedy Works, so I got a host and feature for him. And so he's in the green room, and he's like this big New York guy, and he's got these two gigantic dudes from Brooklyn with him, and they're all laughing and being, big New York Brooklyn guys. They're like, we can't believe you guys have fucking buildings here. We thought they were gonna be like horses and shit. And I was just trying to keep up and fit in and get them to like me. And I go out, and I'm like, how do you say your name? He's like, Stefano. I'm like, DiStefano. And he's like, no, Stefano. I'm like, DiStefano. So I go out. And I go, everyone, it's Chris DiStefano, everyone. And he like walks out and he's like, kind of gives me a look and like does his set, go back for the second set, do the same thing again. And he comes back. He's like, dude, it's DiStefano. He's not being mean about it. He's like, it's DiStefano. And I'm like, okay. Next night goes through, third show rolls around. I do DiStefano again. And I get on stage. I just can't stop myself. I don't know what's wrong with me. And he comes back. He's like, the last show, you say my name correctly, please. And I was like, okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He could not have been nicer about it, but I can tell he was very much getting frustrated.
Yeah,
that
that's
the idiot couldn't say his name properly. That's my only job.
It's just like a guy. I said the headliners. I fixed it, but I said I was hosting for Wyatt Cody. I said Wyatt Cole because I thought the T was an L. I've panicked, forgotten people's names as the host, especially like I forgot the name of your special when I was hosting for you. That's not that bad. You forget the name of somebody. You feel like I've gone out and like I've been sitting in the green room for 2 hours with somebody, and it's like they're a fairly famous comedian, and I'm like, I forget who's there. Yeah. I forget, and so I always write it on my phone or on my hand the name, even if it was you, I would write your name down because I'll forget who I'm there to host for while I'm on stage, not just their name. I'll be like, why am I here? Yeah. So that's a tip for everyone out there. If you're hosting, always write down everyone's name and have it with you because you will forget at some point. Yeah. Especially if you're giving your best man speech at a wedding. Unless you take Alpha Brain. Where's Alpha Brain? Where is it at? I don't know. We took some before. Yeah, dude. This has been good pod. Yeah. This is when you keep doing ads for Alpha Brain until they pay you to stop. Yeah. That's what we don't want people to think that people who take Alpha Brain end up like JJAlexander. I took Alpha Brain, still can't read, dude. Yeah, that's Alpha Brain. I took it before and I could read that entire fucking ad. You messed up in the beginning. It was your second try. Hadn't kicked in yet. Maybe it's kicked in now. Alpha Brain, slower reacting. Not very fast. Potency, dude. Alpha Brain. Yeah, like I want to tie back to Benjamin Franklin, dude. I want to keep talking about Ben Franks. Like, sounds like Benjamin Franklin is your ideal woman. It is. Sounds like that's what you're into. That's your type. Like a funny, smart person. I was thinking more like a 76-year-old long man. Hair, probably shorter than you, big rack. Huge rack, dude. Ben Franks. Kind of sounds like you're into Benjamin Franklin. Ben Franks. Are you a Franker? Are you a Franker? Is that what you're into? Come on. Dude, that joke never gets old, dude. I want to tie back to your sexual kinks. I want to get back into that. Okay, fine. But it sounds like you've been. Do you like costumes? No, you don't like a girl in a bad girl outfit. I never understand the lingerie thing. I don't get it. It's like just no clothes is the hottest thing. What are you talking about? This is too complicated. I don't want to deal with freaking ropes. Look at me. Look at him. You don't want buckles and clips on things. You can barely get your own zippers. I can't read. Yeah, I'm glad when they help me take my pants off because I struggle doing it myself sometimes. That's a pretty good joke. That would be good for the autism bit. That would be good. You're like, I make them help undress me because I can't get my. Because I can't take my pants off by myself. Just have your underwear on backwards just to sell it. What is very funny is that sometimes, like I was somewhere with Jordan. I think we're in like some bar bathroom and I was like, Jordan, I'm going to do something really funny. He's like, what? I just dropped my pants all the way around my ankles at the urinal. And then no one. That's the move. You want privacy? That's the move. No one's peeing next to me, man. Yeah, they're waiting for that. I get that stall buffer. Did you also lift your shirt up and hold it with your chin? Because that'll get you the whole bathroom to yourself. Yeah, dude. A good bit I do. On dates is like if I don't look as I'm like what's your ideal date? What's your go-to? Where do you take a girl? Ice cream.
Where do you let her take you?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream's always a good day. I'm a big ice cream guy.
Mhm.
I'm always going to be the fun one on ice creams.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Probably like Penny Arcade.
Penny Arcade's a good move.
Penny Arcade's a good move. No, but this is a fun bit I do when I don't like her. Because that does happen often, is like, because I can keep conversation with most people and I can just like be likable and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I'm doing everything right. Like I'm asking really engaging questions. I'm like talking to them like just like this. I'm like, oh, what's going on with you? When I take a drink of water, I'll drink like I'm a toddler. So like I'll like go take a drink of water and I'll be like,
if you don't like her,
yeah,
that's I see you in a totally different light now.
yeah.
I have so much more respect for you as a person.
Yeah, I just
the
because then you make them
baller's
be
fucking
like,
move.
you know what? He was such a great guy, but the thing is,
Can't say anything mean about the retarded guy you went on a date with.
and then I'm like,
Oh man, what a move! I like that
See,
you
if I
use.
really want-
I like that you use raccoon hands too. You get the both hands. Yeah, you've not done that. I don't believe this.
I did it. There was a girl, she ordered broccoli on her pizza. I'm like, I never want to talk to you again.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she was like, oh, can I get broccoli on my pizza? And I'm like, I don't care how
Right.
good
I
of
like
a
that she
person
asked you for
are.
permission.
She didn't ask me for permission. She just did it.
She just,
we got separate
making
slices.
a joke, but that's fine. That wasn't a good joke.
That's how we do the podcast. Just
missing each other's jokes back and forth.
Yeah, for an hour, dude.
That's disgusting. That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's
Good.
like, and like the thing is like it was fine. And like we still like talk every once in a while, but I'm like, I can't get over that. I don't want that kind of woman in my life.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I'm like, if you're gonna get pizza, okay?
Broccoli
If you want
on
to
your
get broccoli, go get a salad.
Did she get anything else on it? Like,
No.
she wanted
White sauce, broccoli on pizza.
Oh, you're making this shit up.
No,
You're making all
dude.
this up.
Girls from Denver are
Google
should be
broccoli on
damned to
pizza.
hell.
That can't be a thing.
It is. It was at
Now,
freaking.
there's going to be like,
It was at
they'll put a
Sliceworks in
brick
Denver,
on a
man.
pizza at some place, but nobody's putting broccoli
No,
on pizza.
I swear I was at Sliceworks and it was broccoli on pizza, not Brussels sprouts or like even that's disgusting. And it makes me so frustrated that they think they can get away with it. This is what happens. See, this is why God doesn't come back. Okay, 'cause this is like God stays in heaven
Christ
because
has
this is
abandoned
here.
us.
This is here. You think He's gonna come down and save us when we're doing bullshit like this? No way.
What?
Sorry, I probably just
So, okay, so
makes me so mad. There's egg on there, dude.
my
What the
mind has been
hell?
opened a little bit to crazy pizzas. Have you been to Stellina's?
No, it's Selena's.
That is who you need to get as a sponsor. I cannot say enough nice things about Stellina's. It is what's there? I think it's Roman style pizza. Here, it's in this place that used to be a grocery store, a neighborhood grocery store. Closed down. They bought it. They put it in a bunch of ovens and they do sourdough Roman style pizza. And they do like, you can get the best pizza they have there is the potato pizza. It's just thin sliced potatoes with black pepper on it. That's it. It's fucking incredible.
And then there's like marinara sauce and
They
cheese.
do zucchini and sausage. Incredible. Like, I cannot say enough nice things about this place. Stellina's is the best restaurant in town.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good. It is my go. That is a place you take a girl for a date. She will be charmed by Stellina's.
I swear to God, I just bit my lip. I'm not even kidding.
Dude, I might have to roll over there tonight.
Dude,
My wife would murder me if I went without her.
That's good. You just can bring it home, man.
Oh, it's so good.
Dude, I love
cannot.
Dude, yeah, but dude, I'll go. You like, I think like you got to make the bad dates fun because you're gonna go on them. Like that's kind of like where I'm at. It's like I'm gonna go on bad dates.
Yeah.
Like it just happens when you're like, oh, this person's crazy. I was on another date with a girl and she's like, yeah, I'm really into spells and like witchcraft.
Oh no!
And then you know what I'm busting out? I'm freaking toddler drinking, dude.
That's so funny because she doesn't realize it, but she's the special needs one on that date.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the girls that are into spells are the neckbeards of women.
Yeah,
they are like witchcraft girls are like they are the incels of the female world.
Definitely, it's like, oh, I'm gonna put a spell on my ex-boyfriend so he'll call me.
Cannot tell you how little respect I have for people that think it's like
magic's real.
Yeah,
it's like you read one freaking Harry Potter
16, book. You get into like, oh yeah, like we got a spell book, we got a grimoire, whatever. You're 38, you're an accountant. Like, what are you doing? You believe in magic? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy, dude. Dude, those ladies freaking freaks, man. Like I had this bit, like I wasn't like hitting, but it's just a true thing. Like I've been on more dates with women who are legitimate witches than have told me that they loved me. Like that's a real fact that I have about my life.
Yeah, but if you love somebody, you're not going on dates with them anymore. That's a false equivalency, Jason. It's a good bit, but it's a false equivalency. By the time you fall in love with somebody, you're not going on a date with them. You're sitting at home watching Netflix.
That's true. I like going out.
My sister-in-law is single. She's getting a divorce. I'm gonna make this happen.
Give her my line.
Bring you into the fold. Get you in.
Yeah. What's her job?
She works for an insurance company.
That's good enough.
Yeah, she has a job. That's all I need. She doesn't believe in magic. That's it. That's all you need.
What's my ideal woman? Doesn't believe in magic. Has long hair.
How many of these? I've drank 6 of these so far.
Dude, keep crushing these, dude. Let's go.
I'm so dehydrated.
You are, man.
Oh,
dude, it's a nightmare dating that. Like honestly, like I think it was one of the shows. It was like one of like I forgot. I was like talking to you and like you just gotta like go date. Like just do it.
Yeah,
like
it's like doing comedy. You have to, if you want to be good at dating and get good dates, you have to go do bad dates first. Mm-hmm. You can't be a good dater without being you can't be anything without being bad at it first.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I'm pretty good at connecting with people pretty fast. It's just getting the date is the tough part for me.
I was never good at like the bar pickup. I would date like my friends' friends. That's where most people meet their wife and spouses, either at work or your friend's friend. You get put into a situation where you have to interact with people and then you grow to like each other.
Yeah.
Then Tinder came around. A lot of you don't understand how Tinder is like a little bit of a dirty thing now. It's a little like there's a lot of couples looking for threesomes and stuff like on that now. At the time, it was like they had Tinder reps rolling through college campuses, and they would get this is how Tinder got built.
Yeah,
they would roll in to the sororities and they'd say, hey, we'd like to buy everyone dinner tonight and give you guys a presentation on this new app we're trying to launch. Sorority would have them in, and then they would give these girls makeups and little trips to places and gift cards to sign up on Tinder. And they'd say you can find like guys. And then they'd go to the fraternities and be like, look, everyone in the sorority is on Tinder. You guys should get on there if you want to go date them. And they would do that on every college campus. One woman's job, or like she was like the CEO or CFO or something like that. Her job was to roll through just college campuses and just get people signed up. So there was
I think that used to be the lady that ended up running Bumble.
Yes, that's right. So there was this time when it was like for like 2 years, it was socially acceptable to be on Tinder. Literally everyone I knew was on Tinder. Every girl, every guy was on Tinder. And that was a wild summer. That was the summer of Mike. That was
summer of Mike, dude.
That was a great, but I didn't just like nobody, you weren't using it as like, I mean, sure, people were just going on there just like hooking up for sex, but you were going on dates. I dated 3 girls I'd met on Tinder for like 8 months, 6 months, something like that, for like long periods of time. And they were, for the most part, good relationships. So I loved it. I would use it as a date, and I had really bad ones at first and they were terribly awkward, but then I got good at it. And it was like, I was bored on a Thursday, I would find somebody to go on a date with, and it was a blast. So I don't think it's like that now. I think it's gone back to being kind of skeezy. I don't know. I'm obviously not on Tinder.
Dude, I can't compete with these dogs, dude. I got to take like a hot guy photo shoot or something. Like, I don't know, like get like pay a professional photographer or something.
Yeah, get Dan to do it. Get Dan Ramey.
Oh, that'd be good.
I think he moved. I think he moved away.
Yeah, no, I know a bunch of photographers. You talk to enough comedians. One of them is a freaking.
Oh, that's true. We got a bunch. Yeah,
bullshit
who's
photographer.
the guy who's always Oh, I'm an asshole.
Jeff Stonick.
Jeff Stonick. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know him. I think you do my hot guy photo shoot, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's gonna be a grind. Yeah, dude, it's just
you're gonna train for this photo shoot the way like Hugh Jackman trains for shirtless scenes in Wolverine.
Like I'm going Channing Tatum's, dude.
You need to just drink a bunch of water, get that jaw thing working out.
A bunch of water,
and then
use the
cut
jaw
all the water
thing
out the day before, and you drink like 1 shot glass of Coca-Cola to make your veins pop, kind of a thing. You just need 1 good chin picture and you're in.
Then 1 just like hot picture of me on stage. One of those.
Dude, this stage picture works on online dating. That was like a
I don't
guarantee.
know, man.
The stage picture crushes.
Especially, I think it's like I use a stage picture and then it's like it didn't work. I think it's because like it was just me on stage. It
can't be your primary picture. It has to be like 3 swipes
like,
in.
Oh yeah, you know, but
It's got to be like,
it's just something I do.
Oh, he likes hiking and dogs and he's on stage.
What?
My horoscope didn't say anything about a guy on stage.
Whoa, that's crazy. Oh, are you some sort of funny man?
Yeah.
That's usually what I get.
That is the move.
You think you're some sort of funny man? I'm like, yeah. And then I like just try.
Yeah. And then you also got to message him first.
Yeah. Always message him first.
But just with a very friendly, like, hey, how's your day?
Look up Tinder opening lines. Let's go through these.
Oh, these are going to be gross.
Oh, yeah, baby. This is how we do it.
Your mom's not going to listen to this episode. She's not going to hear the funny things I said about her.
With We Vibe Sex Expert. Yeah, that's what we want. Boom. 15 women really like that line they actually responded to.
Was that even English?
Yeah, I just Joe Biden that.
Let's see. Come on.
Come on, get to the point.
All right,
Oh, wait, there it is.
Hold on.
One set of guys.
I'm bad at this. I'm going to buck the Tinder trend and let you make the first move if that's okay. Boring.
Boo. Beta. They don't respect you.
Yeah, pickup lines don't work. Pickup lines are stupid. Pickup lines
like
only
when
exist
men
in movies.
begin with 2 questions. Questions specific to my profile, like when they look past my pictures and taking interest in the thing. You know that are taking an interest in the things I have said. That is but ladies, no guy is interested in any of your interests. They're pretending. Okay, they're lying to you, and they don't care. You know how I know that? Because I don't care. I don't care. The girl I'm interested in can like whatever she wants. I don't really care. We don't even need similar interests.
All of these things and every it doesn't matter to these girls specifically. All of them. It's all conditional on whether or not they like you on a first impression. Like if they look at your picture and they think no gross, then you asking about their interest becomes creepy. Then it becomes like, oh God, he looked through. He knows I hike. Like, oh no, becomes gross.
It's like I'm going to be on the trails.
But if she thinks you're cute, then it's like, oh, he wants to know more about hiking.
Yeah,
like,
I've only gotten cute, never gotten hot. So I'm trying to get hot.
You got to work out.
That's the plan.
You're too rolly to be hot.
What does that mean?
You're too rolly.
Does that mean fat?
You look like if you fall down, you'd roll for a while. You don't look like you'd stop right away. I can't be the first person to have told you. You have to know.
You're the first person to tell me that.
I can't listen. You have to tell me that I'm not the one who made you find out you were retarded and kind of fat.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm not kind of fat
anymore.
anymore. I don't think so.
Yeah, you're kind of fat.
What are you talking about?
What size are your jeans?
Freaking let's see. I'm like a 36.
That's kind of fat.
Dude, no, I got a huge ass, dude.
What's the average waist?
Don't do this to me.
America?
Don't do this to me on my own podcast.
I'm not telling you you're going to be bigger. It's going to be sad that it's going to be bigger than yours, but that's not you. It's not a good thing. The average man, 20 years old and weighs 197 pounds.
Yeah, I'm over
that. That is a fucking bummer. The average 20-year-old weighs 197 pounds. That can't be right. 20 years old, you weigh 197 pounds.
5'9"?
At 5'9"?
Yeah, that means like I'm like normal.
Holy shit! Click on the article. They must have a picture of like what that looks like, what the average looks like. 200, dude. Look, I'm just here to body shame everyone. Because I think the only thing that's keeping us all from being loads is the fact that we're just too embarrassed, or we're too vain. People need to fucking get their shit together. 200 pounds at 20 years old. I mean, that
is not the average, man. That is not average. That is not average.
How to choose underwear?
Oh, I don't think I can choose that guy's underwear. I'm
like you can be. I mean, it could all be muscle. I don't think it's all muscle based on what I know about people.
It's not. It's definitely not. Oh yeah, average male BMI. No, down more. One more. 2 more. Yep, that one. That's the average male body.
That does not look like 200 pounds at 5'9".
Man.
Like, when is this from? Like 20 years ago? 2013. We've gotten fatter since then.
Yeah, USA. Yeah, that's the average. Oh yeah, so I'm like.
So I'm just saying look. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but like, you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't exercise and lose weight, you are going to get uglier every day of your life. If you exercise, you'll become better looking. Otherwise, you are just on a downward trend.
That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna go hit the gym after this, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit the gym after this and then throw up.
Well, plus also, like, you know,
Make me bulimic.
It's like,
also, you haven't. I would like to add this. You didn't finish these 3. There's like still that last sip in all of those, and you didn't. Do you think you're better than the last sip?
you think I'm not paying for these? I'm not paying for any of this.
You better be Venmo.
I'm going to open up another one right now.
You piece of shit. Talk about people coming to the United States and having sex with my mom and then half drinking the Gatorades I bought.
I think I'm done. You want to hear your call?
Dude, that's crazy. No, that is about my dude. That guy has a huge ass.
That feels, that's not 200 pounds at 5'9". 200 pounds at 5'9", it feels like that's big. That's like a big dude. Like, I'm 175, 170, 175.
Yeah, dude, I weigh 220.
Oh, there it is. My progress. What is a 200 pound? That's a big boy.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Oh, this poor asshole. Sorry, you're on the pod, dude. That's not a healthy man. That's not healthy. I'm not saying, I know you got a lot more muscle under there.
I got a lot.
You're strong. You're strong as fuck. You're definitely stronger than me.
Dude, I'm almost benching 300, dude.
Dude, that's
crazy.
insane. I've never even gotten close to that.
Yeah.
But
I like it because that's just like how I'm built.
It doesn't fix anything because you're still going to die of a fucking heart attack. Doesn't matter how much muscle's under there. You got to get rid of all that extra fat because the muscle will go away, but the fat will stay, you know?
Yeah. So it's about, that's what 200 pounds looks like.
Yeah, that's not healthy.
That is definitely not
healthy.
healthy.
That's unhealthy. And, you know, you know, it gets harder to lose weight as you get older. The inflammation problems that you are going to have, 90% of all the problems you're going to have in life are going to be because of the inflammation. If you have too much weight on, it creates inflammation and it creates the issues.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also like drinking. Drinking is pretty bad.
Dude, that's so, I mean, it's just so much fucking
straight
weight.
carbs, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like you just gotta, like, honestly, it's like these like cut out beer, cut out soda.
I'm gonna get you smoking. That's what we need to do.
That's what we gotta do.
We're gonna treat you like a Ukrainian model.
You'd be like, oh, dude,
you're not gonna eat anymore. You're gonna run all day and you're gonna smoke.
Oh, dude, the freaking Italian girl, she like rolled her own cigarettes, dude.
Oh, dude,
that was pretty nice.
When I was I was 19.
Yeah,
and I was going to do this relief organization thing in Switzerland. And I spent 2 weeks in London by myself, staying at a hostel. And there was this like Norwegian girl. I was 19. She must have been like 24, but she still like hung out with me the entire time. And she was so cool. And she had like these little like European slim rolled cigarette things.
Yeah, dude.
Golly.
Yeah, man. There's something about
that's
that.
A cornerstone memory right there.
That's like, you know, like an Inside Out where you have like those memories. Mm-hmm. That's one of those for Mike.
Yeah, I just have a little hot Swedish lady.
Yeah, from
my past. Yeah, I don't remember what her name was, but yeah, we didn't like date or anything like that. She was just like very cool, and she was 24 and I was 19, and she was way too pretty. So like, yeah.
I think that's what I think me doing Europe or something too would be good.
Dude, you would be you really do need to get you to Japan. You would be like a sideshow there. You this like big blonde American cowboy rolls through.
That's true. Also, the thing is that like there's the Tokyo Comedy Bar too. I met a guy at a comedy festival that goes and does stuff there.
I never even heard of it. The Tokyo Comedy Bar. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like they do comedy shows.
Yeah, there was a guy, Peter or something. I want to say he was he's Korean, and he went to like South Korea to like do comedy. Like he was bringing comics over for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still doing that.
Yeah,
there's an expat community there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like I think like just doing kind of like those interesting things right now would be like just good things to have notches on the belt. Like me, like to go on a backpack through Europe and stuff like that. Like dude, now's like the perfect time.
Yeah, you're poor. It sucks to be poor everywhere. Go be poor in Europe for a summer.
Yeah, dude.
Literally, scrape together $2,000, put it all down for a deposit on some shitty hostel. Dude, I stayed in a hostel in London. The first night there, I get there. First day in London, I'm 19 years old. I get there late at night, and they give me the hostel, and there was a bloody handprint on the wall next to my bed. Just like a straight up blood handprint on the wall. And I go down, I'm like, there's blood on the wall. And the guy's like, okay. I'm like, you need to clean it. He's like, the cleaning crew doesn't come till tomorrow. I'm like, then I need another room. He's like, all right. And just moving to another room. Never addressed in any way, shape, or form. Just bloody handprint on the wall. Somebody else got that room that night or something.
I could do that.
But no, you go stay at a hostel. You sleep in a room with bunk beds. You have a little like locked locker beneath it. It costs like $4 a day. It's like nothing. And so you have a place where you can do laundry and where you can sleep and not be murdered. And that's it. Now, occasionally you're going to get put in a room with a crazy person, but that's what you get for $4 a day.
But that's fun.
Yeah. I spent 2 weeks doing that, dude. It was a blast.
Yeah. I think you had to do those experiences and have those things.
Fuck yeah.
It's just good. You want to have stuff to talk about. Cause that's the thing is like, as I like started like only doing stand up when I'm going out and like, I don't leave my house unless I'm doing stand up. I'm like, dude, it's like, that's bad.
You get reclusive.
Yeah. You it definitely gets isolating. It's like, you gotta do shit.
If I don't have something going on, like if I just like that, if I only got stand up, by the time the club has like opened up and like I'm rolling over there, I'm like bad at talking to people. Like I haven't spoken all day. And now I'm like, I kind of forget how to do it a little bit. You have to do stuff. You have to have hobbies outside of comedy. Yeah. Or a job or something.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's why I think like me working at like a coffee shop or something would be fun. Just like go talk to people.
Yeah, dude, my brother is the world traveler. He lived in India for a while. He lived at 12 or 14. He moved to Argentina in an exchange program. And the house he was staying at didn't have a phone. He had to walk into the village to call my mom.
That's hilarious.
Can't believe she fucking allowed that. So his whole life, he's always traveled around. And he gets a job wherever he's staying and then like learns some skill. So he went to, I want to say it was Argentina or something as an adult or Venezuela or something like that. Got a job as a waiter, slept in the back of the restaurant on this like little bed. And while he was there, he became a master scuba diver instructor.
That's very cool.
Just did it for like 6 months or something like that. Like just did it and just lived and worked there. And he speaks great Spanish or whatever. And so that should be the move for you.
Yeah. Well, also was very funny. I was talking.
Go to Japan, become like the spokesperson for like a burger restaurant. learn a little Japanese.
Dude,
be like, ni hao, partners. And like,
dude, I look like the Arby's spokesperson for Japan, dude. That'd be me. That's my dream job.
Yes. Dude, so this is all. My goal is like, I'm stuck in the Springs. I'm never going to be able to go on like the road. I'm never gonna be able to go to Europe to do like a tour. I've got 2 kids, at least not for several years.
Yeah.
One of you guys needs to do this and I can live through you.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's very cool. Cause it's like, it's nice to have people that like are very, very funny that you can have around. Like also like, I wanted to have a very genuine moment with you as we near the end of our pod. I can't tell you how much like having you as a mentor has meant to me. And also just like having someone to talk to about jokes and like kind of like the process and like someone that's like been there since the very beginning for me. Like someone that also isn't a dick. It wasn't an asshole to me. It's like, hey, you can be really fucking funny and you don't need to be mean to people. Like it's always been something I really, really appreciate about you because I met headliners that are kind of assholes. Yeah. And you never were that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I remember your first set. I remember thinking you were really about to use you and Thad were the only 2 comics that was like right up front. I'm like, these guys are funny. They have like Thad wasn't even funny. Thad just has like great stage presence.
He had the swag.
But you were funny. You were funny the first time, and I was funny the first time. Like I remember like my first set. I remember like I did better than most of the comics there, and I was like that gave me the confidence. I was like, Me too. Maybe I can do this. Yeah, it's like I was awkward. I still have one of the jokes that I still think I could still do it. It was a joke about Tinder. I was like, I just started being on dating apps now that I'm single again, and I keep seeing all these girls with the rainbow flag in their bio. Like, where is this country, and why do all the fat people live there? That was the first joke I ever wrote. That's pretty solid.
I could probably bust it out. I can definitely see why
I liked you immediately. Like, that was the joke I heard. Like, that's pretty solid.
Everything else, just shitting on my ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Everything else was just like I wrote virtually like
this is going to be a perfect close. Sorry, finish. Continue.
Yeah, no, I wrote this one joke and like it was an Anthony Jeselnik joke, but it was like I wrote it and like it was like I'm a bad boyfriend. I was sitting on the couch with my girlfriend the other day and I was like, hey, how much do you weigh? And she looked at me appalled and was like, Jason, you should never ask a girl that. But Jason, because I love you and I care about you, I'll let you guess how much I weigh and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. That's a tough situation to be in. So I looked at my girlfriend. I said, if I had to guess how much you weigh around far too much to be my girlfriend. It's an Anthony Jeselnik joke. It's like virtually
you have a pretty good Jeselnik impression. That's not bad.
It's virtually like the exact same bits.
Yeah.
Like I wrote it in my voice and I'm like, that sounds exactly like Jeselnik.
Yeah.
In terms of the pacing.
You have to, everyone starts, you're copying somebody.
Yeah.
You're copying somebody's tone or idea, which is why I think comedy had a real problem for a while where like everyone was trying to be like edgy. And so everyone was just kind of a racist asshole.
Yeah.
Like
everyone's trying to be Louis.
Every new comic is definitely going to pump out some like racist material because that's like their only experience with comedy is high school.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of an asshole in high school and people say stuff for shock value. And as you get better, you get more refined. So yeah, I did the same thing with like, I was like Dane Cook. Everyone was trying to be like wild and like say crazy shit and like do crazy stories.
Yeah.
And you just have to like refine that down. So when we pull this up, you mentioned your first set, you were talking about shitting on your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Let's pull up a picture. What's her name?
Oh no, we can't do that.
Yeah. Let's pull up her name. What's her name?
We'll block out the name. It would be, yeah, that's going to be, not like that.
How do you spell it?
OLE. Yep, I believe she's private, probably. I blocked her on Instagram.
I might have her on mine. Is this
Wait. Jason, is she a child? Jason, were you dating a 12-year-old?
Oh, she was in high school.
She was in high school.
We were both in high school. She's a high school girlfriend.
When you started doing comedy, you were in high school?
It was like we broke up after like we went to the same college, and then I just did. Cause this is like honestly what's very funny.
She looks like a 12-year-old in that picture.
Yeah, Facebook. No, but this is the thing is like with like we went to the same college, and then like she like yelled at me when we were fighting, and I'm like, that's not okay with me, and I broke up with her.
She yelled at you?
Yeah.
You're a sensitive little boy.
Yeah. And then I like by dating other girls, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, you got to have at least a couple of those. The girl before Carrie came back was like mean to me.
Yeah.
And like I didn't even realize it. My friends like JoJo, like my buddy's girlfriend at the time was like, what are you doing? She's so mean to you. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, she just like orders you around and she doesn't say thank you when you bring her stuff. And I was like, didn't even in my head, like it was just like straight over. But then looking back, I'm like, yeah, she was really mean to me. Yeah. But she was also an adult, a consenting adult, unlike that woman that we saw in that picture there. Who looked like a child. Was that a childhood picture of her?
No. No, you're good, man.
That's okay. We probably shouldn't put her pic. We've already seen her. What I wanted to find out is, did she look like the girl you described? And she did. Dark hair, long hair. She looked short. She was wearing some sort of vest, so I couldn't see anything else about her. She was like a swim thing, whatever. But that tracks.
Yeah, but married.
Married?
Yeah.
How do you know that, Jason? Do you follow her?
No.
Do you stalk her?
My sister called me.
Your sister called you.
She's still friends with her on Facebook.
Pull up a picture of Jason's sister.
Don't you fucking dare, dude.
Let's just take a picture of Jason's sister, see if it's also his ideal type.
No.
What's your sister look like? What's her name?
Me, kinda.
Looks like you.
You just got grossed out.
That's a bummer.
No, like
because if it's like Ben Shapiro's sister, I'm just imagining you, but just with gigantic cans.
No, dude, she was dark hair.
Your sister's also private.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. That's good.
She's hiding her mustache right behind that. She's got the same thing that you
pull
have.
up Mike's. Do you have a sister?
I do have a sister.
Pull up Mike's sister.
Cut out the names and don't obviously put it on here.
Yeah,
She's got kids. J.E. She might not be on Instagram anymore.
Good for her.
Yeah.
So that, by the way, huge green flag if a girl doesn't have Instagram, dude. Huge green flag.
Dude.
The only reason girls have Instagram is to have guys that talk to them. That's the only reason. Girl, I was like, oh, this page is just this post this thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's all noise. And
It's all
now I
noise.
just desperately want its approval. I'll do anything for more
It's so,
views and likes.
I freaking dude, social media is
bad
so
for you.
freaking tough. It's so bad. I keep having to delete and then re-download social media on my phone all the time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's like my screen time was like 8 hours. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, it's just like when you have a day off, you're just freaking scrolling.
See, I never let myself fall into that trap. I literally,
How?
I just don't engage with it. I just look at it as like I look at it like it's smoking. It's like, it's okay after dinner to have one kind of a thing. You know, it's okay if you're at the club. I'll get on social media if I'm waiting for my set at the club. Other than that, I just don't have it at the house.
Yeah. Also, that's a thing I think you could change for sure. 100%. Like you could just take that moment and you could just be present.
Yeah.
And you could be like, okay, here's where we're at. This is what's going on. Like, and because like a lot of the times I've lost out on a lot of really great opportunities because I've been on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, you have those opportunities for connection.
Because I know that's part of the reason I'm such a bad hang, as I say. Like people make me nervous for the most part. Like I'm not a big like people person.
Yeah.
So like when I'm at the club, I'm like, oh, okay, I can either go like chat up somebody for an hour and be miserable, or I can just look at my phone, and it's like it's the safe, easy option. And so,
Dude, but also
and then
there's
I don't
ways
talk
to
to
make
people that I do want to talk to, and I don't get contacts and meet people and everything like that.
Dude, dude, freaking comedy festivals is like I got freaking.
I know. I spend every comedy festival the entire time I'm on my phone.
I know.
Dumb. It's dumb. It's so dumb.
Like, dude, like I have people like now because I went to freaking the middle of nowhere, Texas. I went to Paris, Texas. I have a connection at the Helium in St. Louis. I have a connection at like West Side Comedy Club in New York. Like a bunch of these places.
This
like,
is why you're going to go so much farther than me, because you have this. You're doing the work.
Yeah,
the
and
work involved.
dude, like there's a lot of people you meet that are huge bummers in stand up. Like you're just like, oh, this guy kind of sucks, but you're gonna be nice to him. Like just be nice to everybody. Like most of the time, it's just like. They're the people that are pretentious and egotistical, because also you're a very humble guy, which is very uncommon. I've realized like you are the funniest comedian in Colorado Springs, and you do not say that. You never say that about yourself.
It's not really a brag.
No one cares.
I fucking one of my least favorite things is at 3E's when they introduce. It's always Marcus or you introduce me like one of the funniest guys in Colorado Springs. I'm like, be bigger. How about funniest guy in the state at least? Like, give me something.
You want new faces. New faces.
It's just like lie. One of the funniest people in the world. Just say it. Like, don't. You're setting this expectation so low. It's like one of the funniest people in your hometown. Great. What an intro.
Yeah, that is true. I do still live in my hometown, which is like
lie. But like, he's one of the best comics in the world.
No, but that's then you have to live up to it.
I generally try to. That's the point. I try to.
Yeah, dude, it's such a nightmare freaking like navigating like the right intros for people and stuff. It's always hard.
No, the answer is always he's one of the best comics in the world, or she's one of the best comics. That's good for you. That should be your intro for everybody, unless you're hosting an open mic.
And then you're like, this guy, very funny.
Like,
you say very funny to people that I know in my heart you do not believe are very funny. You say, hey, this next comedian, very funny. And then it's like their first time.
I try. So Deacon Gray was my you. He was me to you. He ran the New Talent Night at Comedy Works, and he was a very, very put upon guy. People were always shitting on him. That people hated him because he wouldn't give them the time and he wouldn't promote them. He was in charge of promoting everybody. He's what Roger and Janae are now. And
that's an unforgiving job.
Deacon, just bore it with such just silent grace. Just went through it and went through it and went through it. And he was very kind to me all the time. And I remember he wasn't nice to everybody, but he would be like, nobody got their flower crushed, as he put it. He goes, it's not my job to crush anyone's flower. This could be the only thing keeping them going, is this idea that they're going to be a stand-up comedian. Now, I try to do that, but I also see a lot of dog shit comics. And sometimes I'm just like, that was terrible. And I shouldn't do that because everyone's terrible early on. But I try to do that. I try to do what Deacon did.
Yeah, to handle that with grace. It's also like you don't. Yeah, like I think you were telling me like one time there was a guy at open mics like, I just got out of the mental institution.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, what? And that guy sucked. He's really bad.
Yeah.
You're gonna be nice to that guy.
You have to be nice to him. He was so strong. He
He's
still had
huge.
he still had the sweatpants on too. He
Dude,
had
wearing a freaking New England Patriots sweatshirt.
Yeah.
He's freaking ready to strangle
he was
somebody.
ready to murder somebody. You have to be nice to that guy.
Definitely be nice to that guy.
No, the only person I've ever been truly, I think, cruel to was like, you might have been there at 3 E's.
I wanted you to tell the
The
story.
old man.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
There's old man, yeah.
So he, I don't think, understood the concept of an open mic. So he rolled in and started reading like A Night Before Christmas, like a Christmas poem. And he's so nervous that he like literally has to start over 7 or 8 times. He gets like 3 sentences into it and then goes back and starts it over. And I'm watching this and I'm like, what is this? And he starts over again. And I'm like, what is, and he starts over again. I'm like, oh, this is a bit. He's doing like a really bad reading of this poem. It's going to be like funny. Like he's doing, this is a bit. This is great. And then he kept fucking it up and he kept fucking up and he couldn't get through to the end of this 1-page poem he had printed out in front of him. And then he gets done. His hands are literally shaking. And he's like, and to all a good night. And then he gets off stage and I just get up and go, what the fuck was that? And everybody laughed at him. And somebody told me that they saw him outside of the club crying in the alley.
You're a piece of shit.
Oh my God. I still think about that guy.
Oh,
it's
man.
not my fault. He didn't understand what if I went to a musical open mic and tried to do bad stand up, people would be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You don't understand what's going on here.
Also, I pretty much, let's close this out with this story. I want you to tell that story of that one guy that threw the microphone into the audience.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. There was like a big witch hunt after him for a while.
Yeah.
We like misidentified him as like a sexual predator, I think, at one point.
We did.
This guy rolled into the club. It was the Wednesday night open mic. And he was kind of odd. Like I remember I was in the back doing the list and he was like, had his phone to his ear and he's like, hold on a second. And he starts like talking to me. And then he like, at one point, just like while he's talking to me, puts his phone in his pocket. And I'm like, weren't you talking to somebody? Like I didn't say it, but I thought like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, he was pretending to talk on the phone to like start the conversation with me to like to get over here. And he's asked me like, where he can get up on the list or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'll put you on or whatever. And he gave me his name and it was a fake name. Somebody found out it was like a character from Grand Theft Auto later because he then is sitting in the crowd with all the other comics and the audience members waiting. And who's on stage? Is it?
It might have been Joe or somebody.
It was somebody. It was
okay.
Joe. It was
Yeah.
Joe Cruz. It was Joe Cruz was on stage, and this dude is just like either laughing way too hard and like slapping the table like way over the top, or he starts like heckling Joe. He's heckling Joe. He starts heckling Joe, and Joe is like. No, he tackles Jordan. He tackles Jordan.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because Jordan is just like going through his bit. He's a solid comic. He's just working some material. And he's like, that's terrible. You should kill yourself.
Yes.
And everyone just like, what? And so he like goes and like, he's like talking to him and he puts his feet up on the table and I roll over to him and I'm like, get your fucking feet off the table. And he's like, don't worry about it. And like, he like puts his feet down, like starts talking. And he's this fat little like neck beard dude. And I then like he keeps going back. Joe gets up on stage, starts talking shit to Joe. And I'm like, all right, you know what? You're up next. You're going up next. You're getting on stage right now. So he gets
By
up
the way,
there.
I got bumped for him. I would
Yes,
like to
you got bumped.
Mike bumped me for the schizophrenic guy.
He gets up there and starts like pacing. He's just like pacing back and forth and ranting into the microphone, like not even trying for jokes. And he calls me like a Nazi cuck or something like that. I'm like, what did I do? I gave you stage. Like I gave you a chance to like get up there and do it yourself. And then he takes the microphone, throws it into the audience, and he says something like as he's leaving, like the comics like start grabbing him, like pushing him out the door, like get out of here. Says something that like gets everyone on edge. Like, is he going to come back with a gun? I think he said like, I'm going to my car or something like that. Like, and everyone was a little nervous after that.
No, I think he said, I'm coming back.
Oh, he said, I'm coming back. Yeah. So I'm on stage and I think I said something like, look at him. That's not a dude who has That's not a dude who has a gun. That's not a dude that guy has a sword. That's a sword guy.
Yeah. And then I like came out and I was like, it was really crazy to see some guy's Joker moment in real time.
Dude,
he just came out and he's like,
really
I'm the
was.
greatest comedian that's ever lived. And like it was his first time at an open mic.
And then everyone was trying to figure out because we looked up his name to ban him, fake name. And then some girl had posted some warning about some other guy who would threaten to like shoot up a bar or something like that. And we're like, that kind of looks like him. Was that him? Was that the guy? And then like the Facebook community kind of got their legs out in front of him a little bit. Everyone's like, it was that guy. He also threatened to shoot up our bar. And people were making Facebook posts like, that wasn't the guy.
Oh,
That wasn't the right guy. But he's gone. He's gone forever.
Loose.
He's out there
He's
somewhere.
going to come back to Three's Comedy Club when it opens on InterQuest.
But the weird thing was like he used a fake name. Like, so it's kind of like you knew this was coming a little bit. Like it was very strange.
I think he knew. I think there's a certain amount of like people that just believe that they have this idea of themselves as just being like this great person and that they deserve greatness.
Main character syndrome.
That was definitely it. Well, the thing is he was the main character that night.
Yeah, he's the protagonist.
I can't tell
Everyone
you
else is a character.
single other person's jokes from that night. I do remember that guy.
I remember Jordan's because Jordan was just having the hardest fucking time. Like he was trying to be so professional. Like it was like he was doing it at like the store or something like that. He was like, "Don't break. Like don't just work through the hecklers." Like he's like you can see it in his face. And he was just having such a hard time.
I'm having Jordan on Tuesday. I'll ask him about it.
Oh, ask him about it. Yeah,
that's so funny.
All right, man. Thanks for having me, dude.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. You made it this far. Appreciate it. Mike, open too many Gatorades. I have to pee so bad.
I have to pee so bad. Oh my God. That's
yeah.